Chapter 951. Read 336. The small courtyard was still the same as it was during the day. It was still the same tree, the stone table under the tree, and the stone stools beside it. The person sitting there was still the same person. But everything had changed. During the day, this place gave people a feeling of holiness, but now, it gave them a feeling of evil. Sima Yue looked at Li Hong. No, judging from his aura, he shouldn't be the person from the day. It should be the other soul in his body, Li Ji. Li Ji held an emerald green agate cup filled with bright red blood. Little tree, has the competition started again? Li Ji tasted a mouthful of blood and asked softly. Sha sha. The blood demon tree rustled. I wonder how many people we can drink tonight. Little tree, are you happy? Hua hua. I'm also very happy. In 2 days, the night of the crimson moon will come again. Hua hua. After this, you'll be able to transform, right? Hua hua. I know. I'll let you eat her. I'm looking forward to seeing what you look like after you evolve. Hua hua. Hee hee. Sima Yue and Bai Sheng looked at each other. This person was definitely not the person she saw in the morning. They went to the blood arena again. Hua hua. Just let those people play for another 2 days. Anyway, they won't be able to walk out of this blood fiend city. Hua hua. The blood demon tree suddenly became manic as many leaves left the branches and shot towards Sima Yue and the rest. He had been discovered. Sima Yue pulled the 2 of them with each hand and disappeared from the spot. The leaves shot towards the wall and stabbed into it. With such strength, if it were to hit a human body, it would most likely be seriously injured. Someone's here? Li Ji put down the cup of blood in his hand. Hua hua. Even you didn't notice them, and they managed to escape from your inescapable trap. Looks like the person who came this time isn't weak, he said in a low voice. Hua hua. It didn't matter. Really? Hua hua. That's true. Even if they managed to escape your tight encirclement this time, they wouldn't be able to escape the city. Sima Yue and the rest appeared outside the city lord's residence. The moment they were discovered, she used her teleportation to bring them out. From the looks of it now, there is indeed a problem with the city lord's mansion. Sima Yue said. It should be the same for the blood arena. Otherwise, that tree wouldn't know so clearly. But how did it know? That tree. Wu Lamai frowned. I think I've seen it before. Godfather, you've seen him before? Sima Yue looked at Wu Lamai in surprise. I once went to a fairyland and saw a tree like this in there. However, that was a long time ago. I estimate it to be around 2,000 years ago. Wu Lamai recalled. Because I saw it in the immortal land, it left a deep impression on me. From the immortal land? Yes. At that time, I followed my royal father and the others in. I heard my royal father say that this is a demonic tree. Logically speaking, this kind of demonic tree shouldn't appear in the human realm. Wu Lamai said. Demonic tree? I don't think I recognized it wrongly. Wu Lamai said. Isn't the demonic tree something from the devil realm? Sima Yue asked. How can it grow so big in the human realm? I don't know. What I'm more curious about is how it left the immortal land. Wu Lamai said. Why? Although the immortal land is a place where humans, devils, and demons can go to, it has to go back to where it came from. This is the rule of the immortal land. How did it break this rule? Wu Lamai said. Could it be through a contract? Sima Yue asked. Through a contract, it followed people here. It shouldn't be restricted by the rules. Little Blossom followed people to the human realm like that. However, Little Blossom wasn't considered a restricted creature. It could live in any realm. Wu Lamai shook his head. The immortal land is different from the little realm. One can't form a contract in the immortal land. That's strange. Sima Yue said. This demonic tree must have used some method to come here. If it's the demonic tree, it's normal for it to consume human flesh and blood. Bai Sheng said. Indeed. But this doesn't fit the demonic clan's character. Bai Sheng said. Shouldn't they start a massacre when they come here? But why would they use a method like the blood arena? This is too slow. Heaven's punishment. Wu Lamai said. For something like the demonic tree, if it starts a massacre in the human realm and harms normal humans, it will be punished by heaven. Once it attracts the attention of the lightning tribulation, it will be struck into ashes. After all, the lightning tribulation is its biggest nemesis. Sima Yue thought of Emosha. When they killed their way into the human realm, were they struck by the cloud spirit too? Normal humans are at a disadvantage in this world. They will be protected against the invasion of other world creatures. The more powerful the creature, the more they are afraid of being noticed. Bai Xing said. Sima Yue pursed her lips. She felt that this wasn't right. The last time the people from the ghost realm killed so many people from the human realm, why didn't heaven come out to protect the weak? We've been discovered. We can't go back. Do we go back now? Bai Xing asked. Or do you want to go to other places to continue investigating? I want to see what's below the demonic tree. Sima Yue said. Underground? Yes. Sima Yue said. There are earth elements protecting us underground. We won't be discovered so easily. That's fine too. Wu Lamai said. But the roots of the demonic tree are intertwined. We have to be careful when we go down. You have earth attribute spiritual energy. Bai Xing asked. Didn't Shirchun and the rest say that she had fire attribute? Yes. Sima Yue said. Let's go. We'll go down and take a look. The three of them formed a protective circle. Sima Yue formed earth attribute spiritual energy and injected it into the ground. The ground immediately softened and formed a circle. After they jumped down, the surrounding ground automatically moved to the sides. Not long after they went underground, they saw many tree roots. This should be the roots of the blood demon tree. It's so lush. Sima Yue exclaimed. There are many that extend outside. Bai Xing pointed at the thicker roots. They extended from the middle to all directions. These should extend to different places in the city. Bai Xing guessed. Should be. Why don't we follow one of the roots and see how far it goes? Sima Yue said. Let's go towards the direction of the blood arena. Okay. They identified the direction of the blood arena. After walking for a while, they found a main route extending towards that direction. It should be the one they were looking for. Following the direction of the blood arena, there were more routes in the middle, but the main route continued to extend forward. It was just that it got thinner. According to the distance, the blood arena should be up there. Bai Xing said. Look. Sima Yue suddenly pointed to the front and shouted softly. Chapter 952. Bai Xing and Wu Lamai followed her gaze and saw many things hanging on the roots. Some were long, some were short, some were big, some were small. The ground at the side was also filled with such things. These are human bones. Bai Xing gasped. He didn't expect to see such a horrifying scene. It's indeed human bones, Sima Yue said. It should be the flesh and blood of the people who have been feeding the blood arena. There are so many human bones here. I wonder if other places are the same. Bai Xing frowned. Let's check out other places later. Sima Yue said. Let's check out the situation here first. They walked around the bones and continued to walk forward. They found that the tree root went up after reaching here. Many thin roots split out at the front. The thin roots circled around the main root and interweaved into a fine net at the top. There was a layer of halo on the net, making the net look like a flat surface. Little seven, go. Beat them until their heads bleed. A shout came from above. Then, the sound of fighting could be heard from the flat surface. As they were near the blood arena, Sima Yue and the rest did not say anything. They looked at each other and went back down. It wasn't until they reached the depths of the earth that they took deep breaths, no longer as cautious as before. You guessed correctly. That stage indeed belongs to the blood demon tree. Bai Xing still couldn't believe what he had just seen. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he probably wouldn't have believed it. This blood demon tree's roots have extended all the way here, and it is still able to create such an effect. This shows how powerful it is. Sima Yue said. Did you guys smell a faint fragrance just now? Yes. I think this fragrance is the reason why those people went berserk. Bai Xing guessed. That should be the case, Sima Yue said. The ring created by the tree roots cannot be perfect and flawless. It should be this fragrance that caused people to hallucinate, causing them to not realize that the arena was an illusion even after so many years. Furthermore, when this fragrance was mixed with blood, it would stimulate one's nerves, causing one to go crazy and lose all rationality, only thinking about killing. Let's check out other places. They walked underground all night, and what they found surprised them. The roots of this blood demon tree almost cover the entire underground of the blood demon city. Bai Sheng said in shock. I didn't expect that although this blood demon tree doesn't look tall, it has so many roots underground. Its power should have been channeled into its roots. If the tree trunk is too tall, it will attract a lot of attention. It's impossible for him to remain a nobody in the Castellan mansion for so many years. Sima Yue said. There's a weapon there. Wu Lamai reminded. Sima Yue and Bai Sheng looked over, and saw a dim spiritual weapon buried in the soil. This is. Bai Sheng's reaction was a little big. When he saw the spirit weapon, he quickly walked over and took the spirit chi in his hand. He used the light emitted by the spirit chi to look at it carefully. Sima Yue and Wu Lamai walked over and asked, You know about this? This is the weapon of someone I know. Bai Sheng said. It disappeared during a crimson moon. I didn't expect his weapon to be here. There's a skeleton over there. Sima Yue pointed not far behind him and said. Bai Sheng turned around. That skeleton had no flesh and blood left. Only a pile of white bones wrapped in tattered clothes. This is his clothes. Bai Sheng said. This skeleton is his. Looks like he didn't disappear during the crimson moon, but was killed by this blood demon tree. Sima Yue said. Bai Sheng looked at the twisted skeleton and said, Looks like those people who disappeared during the Crimson Moon Night were all killed by the blood demon tree. Crimson Moon Night, night of murder. It's going to be Crimson Moon Night soon. Then wouldn't it be night of murder again? Wu Lamai said. That's right, and what Li Ji said just now, this Crimson Moon Night should have a bigger movement. Bai Sheng said. He also said that he can't leave this place. Sima Yue added. Previously when we didn't find out about this, those words didn't seem to be anything, but now that we think about it, it doesn't seem right. Bai Sheng said. We're almost done here, let's go back now and discuss with Shurchun and the rest. Sima Yue suggested. Alright. They followed the directions and went straight to the backyard of the inn. Shurchun and the rest were talking to Mu Lian Xian, Wang Mao and the rest about what happened last night. Suddenly, the soil beside them turned into a puddle of muddy water. Following that, 3 light balls popped out from within. Boss, why did you guys come out from here? Feng Kai asked curiously. This? Wang Mao and the rest looked at Sima Yue, then looked at Thousand Resonance. Seeing 2 people who looked exactly the same and had the same aura, they were stunned. Thousand Resonance, it's been hard on you. Sima Yue nodded at Thousand Resonance. Thousand Resonance's body flashed with a silver light, transforming into his own appearance. This is a fake? Hu Yang looked at Thousand Resonance. How did he become exactly the same? Even his aura is the same. He's my contracted beast. Sima Yue said. That's why his aura is the same. Did you guys find anything? Little Seven asked. Yes. And it's very important. Sima Yue and Bai Sheng told them about what they found out last night, and everyone present was stunned. You're saying that this bloody moon is a cover for the blood demon tree eating people every month? Wang Mao was a man of few words, but his words hit the nail on the head. Yes. Bai Sheng took out that skeleton and his weapon. You guys should still remember him. It's old Bai. Hu Yang recognized it immediately. This is his spiritual weapon. These clothes are what he was wearing the day before he went missing. Big Beard, are you sure? Wang Mao pursed his lips and asked. Why wouldn't I be sure? The day before he went missing, I was drinking with him. Hu Yang said. At that time he said he wanted to go back. I said I haven't drunk enough and wanted to continue drinking. He said it was the bloody moon tonight, so he wanted to go back earlier. In the end I never saw him again. Every bloody moon, there would be people going missing. Wang Mao's expression was terrible. But for so many years I thought it was because of the bloody moon, and thought it was some untouchable mysterious phenomenon. I didn't expect the truth to be like this. Oh no! It's the bloody moon tonight. Hu Yang suddenly shouted. Is there going to be another massacre tonight? Mu Lian Xian asked. We don't know who it will be tonight. Huyang sighed. I think tonight won't pass so easily. It won't be as easy as before. Sima Yue said. Why? Wang Mao, go and ask those people outside to go to the city gate, see if they can leave the city. Sima Yue said to Wang Mao. Wang Mao nodded and went out. He came back quickly and said, let them go to a few different city gates. Now we're just waiting for their results. Very quickly, those people came back with news. We can't get out. No matter how many top-grade crystals we put in, the city gate can't be opened. There's also a barrier set up on the city walls. We can't fly out at all. When the people in the courtyard heard this, their faces sunk. Chapter 953. Crazy Wife. Divine Dr. Fifth Missy. Looks like this blood fiend city is indeed controlled by the blood demon tree. Little Seven said. That's not right. Huyang cried out. Even if it was during the past Crimson Moon, there wouldn't be such a situation. Everyone could still leave the city. That's why it's different this time. Shirchen said. From what Li Ji said, it will be able to transform tonight, and it won't be able to escape. I'm guessing that it will make a big move tonight, and it won't be as gentle as it was in the past. Should be, if not it wouldn't trap the entire city's people here. Wang Mao said. It's trapping everyone here. Is it planning to wipe them all out? Little Seven guessed. That's not possible, right? Huyang didn't believe. There are so many people and everyone isn't completely helpless. If they were to join forces to resist, even if it's the demon tree, it wouldn't have any advantage. That's not impossible. Shirchen said. In the past so many years, the Crimson Moon had appeared so many times. There were so many people in the city, but no one noticed it, right? Moreover, the blood demon tree's roots are spread all over the city. It's obvious that its power isn't ordinary. Bai Sheng said, to be able to kill so many people silently for so many years, this isn't something that can be done casually. Sima Yue frowned as though she thought of something, but it flashed past her mind and she couldn't catch it. Yu, what are you thinking about? Little Seven saw her keeping silent and asked. I keep feeling that we're missing something. Sima Yue said. I think I'm about to catch that point, but I can't remember what it is. Everyone looked at her, not knowing what she was talking about. Brother Shirchen, will that demon tree start a massacre tonight? Little Seven saw that she couldn't remember and didn't pester her as she looked at Shirchen and asked. I feel that the possibility is very high, Shirchen said. Then are we still going to the blood arena? We haven't recruited many people yet. Little Seven said as she pursed her lips. I didn't expect that arena to be transformed by that demon tree. We were still fighting there previously. Thinking about it is disgusting. But that smell is too magical. It could actually make us hallucinate. Fragrance. It was an illusion. Sima Yue's eyes lit up. I finally figured out what we missed. Little Seven, you're the best. After saying that, she kissed Little Seven on the cheek. What did I say? Little Seven blinked her eyes. Apparently, she hadn't reacted yet. The others were also puzzled. Boss, what did you think of? Foam Kai asked. Fragrance, hallucination. Sima Yue said. Didn't you think of anything else? Other things? Mu Lian Xian thought hard but didn't understand what she meant. You're saying that the Crimson Moon is also an illusion? Shirchen said. It can make everyone in the city have the same illusion? Hu Yang's eyes widened in surprise. Maybe, maybe not, Sima Yue said. I can't be sure before I have more contact with it. But we can have a guess. What? That smell came from its roots. Now that we know that its roots spread to the underground of the entire city, it means that it can also release the same smell in other places, or release other poisonous gases. If it wants to control so many people, this method is more effective, Shirchen said. So, I want to check your bodies, Sima Yue said. Yu, are you suspecting that they are poisoned? Little Seven asked. Sima Yue nodded. But didn't you check Old Bai already? If they were poisoned, didn't you see it before? Foam Kai asked. Old Bai has poison in his body, so I couldn't find anything else, Sima Yue said. Now I want to check your bodies. Okay. Sima Yue checked Huyang, Wang Mao and Mulian Xian one by one. What's the result? Shurchen saw that Sima Yue didn't speak and asked. They have the same smell. Sima Yue said. You can say that they have the same poison in their bodies. Poison? Because that smell made them unable to cultivate. Sima Yue said, then glanced at Wang Mao and the rest. And this smell will stimulate your nerves, causing you to hallucinate, or something more serious will happen. Yu, are you able to research an antidote? At most, I can only suppress it temporarily. Sima Yue said, I don't know much about the things in the devil realm. It'll be easier to find senior brother for this. It's already afternoon. Tonight is the night of the crimson moon. If the poison in their bodies acts up tonight, I'm afraid something big will happen. Baixing said. Don't talk about them, you should have it in your body too. Sima Yue said. Maybe it's that smell that helped you suppress the poison in your body. Baixing shrugged. Alright, let's go. I'm going to research an antidote, then go to the city lord's residence to see what's going on with the Crimson Moon Night. Sima Yue said and returned to her own house. I'll go help. Little Seven followed her and left. Go and call those people over. I think something big will definitely happen tonight, and she will definitely need help. Baixing said. I'll go. Huyang said. Lian Xian, you come with me. Okay. Huyang and Mu Lian Xian left together, preparing to contact those people who followed Sima Yue. Sima Yue came to the room, set up a barrier, and entered the spirit pagoda with Little Seven. Li Hong's hint and Li Ji's words last night made her feel that something would happen tonight. She had to research an antidote to suppress the blood demon tree's poison before the sky turned dark. In the evening, she and Little Seven came out from the house. The entire Baisheng's inn was filled with people. Sima Yue went down and distributed the antidote to everyone. They should have told you about the situation. This is the antidote to suppress the poison. Those people ate the antidote and asked, this antidote only suppresses the poison in our bodies. Is it useful for tonight? At least it won't let you be controlled by the poison. Sima Yue said. If they were controlled, what would they do? Lose themselves and listen to the blood demon tree completely. Sima Yue said. Seeing everyone's eyes wide open, she continued. Of course, this is just my guess. But it could be real. If it's real, then tonight. Everyone didn't dare to imagine. They would rather believe that the Crimson Moon Night was a natural phenomenon that couldn't be explained, than to believe that it was just a cover for the murder. But in front of the evidence, they had no choice but to believe. The sky is turning dark. You guys wait here, we'll go to the city lord's residence to take a look. Sima Yue said to Little Seven and the rest. Chongqing Book Factory. Chapter 954. For safety reasons, Wang Mao and a few others followed Sima Yue and the others. The others stayed in the inn to wait for further news. From the evening onwards, the wind had been blowing in Blood Fiend City. When Sima Yue and the rest arrived at the city lord residence, the wind was so strong that they couldn't open their eyes. Everyone, the city lord has been waiting for a long time. The steward of the city lord's manor stood at the entrance with a group of people, watching the last ray of the setting sun fall into the sea of clouds as he said with a smile. The city lord is waiting for us? Yes. The butler said. The city lord said that you would definitely come today, so he asked me to wait here. He said that he would treat you to a cup of tea when you arrived. It seemed that the city lord also knew something. Are we going in? Huyang asked. Yes, the city lord is already waiting for us to drink tea. How can we not go? Sima Yue said. I think the city lord will have something to say to us when we drink tea. Please. The butler gestured for them to enter. Sima Yue led them in. One of the men behind him stayed behind and said to the guards, You don't have to guard the door today. Go and do your work. The housekeeper brought them to the courtyard where they drank tea last time. This was Yu's third time here, but every time she came, it gave her a different feeling. Young master, see you, we meet again. Li Ji, who was dressed in black, sat under a tree and gestured towards Sima Yue. There were a few cups of tea on the table, which was exactly the number of people present. In front of him was a glowing goblet filled with bright red blood. Sima Yue walked over and sat down. She picked up the teacup in front of her, but did not drink it. She looked at the tea leaves and smiled. We haven't met yet, right? City Lord Li Ji. Hee, didn't we just meet last night? Li Ji's bright eyes looked at her, and the words he said shocked her. Did you see him last night? She asked calmly. Hee, weren't you almost injured by the leaves of my little tree last night? Li Ji smiled evilly and said, You don't have to be surprised. Any movement in Blood Fiend City would not escape Little Tree's detection. You didn't stop it, Sima Yue said. Why should I stop it? Li Ji smiled. To stop Li Hong from giving you hints on his own, or to stop you from discovering those things underground. As expected, you know everything. Little Seven glared at him. Yes, I know. Li Ji turned his gaze to Little Seven. Although I don't know what you are, Little Uncle said that if he ate you, he would be able to evolve completely. He wouldn't have to worry about being punished by the heavenly Tao, and he wouldn't have to carefully eat and drink human blood every day. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid we would have to wait here for many years. Are you sure that even if we find out something, we won't be a hindrance to your plan? Sima Yue pulled Little Seven and asked. Isn't that so? Li Ji smiled and said, I know that the few of you are very powerful, but this is of no use in Blood Fiend City. This is Little Tree's world, my world. No matter how high your martial arts are, you won't be able to escape from Little Tree's inescapable net. Moreover, don't you think that it's more fun to look at some clowns who think that they have found the truth? Only Li Hong, that blind man, would be so foolish to think that someone would be able to stop me. Clowns. Sima Yue wasn't angry. Then are you willing to clear the doubts of these clowns before things happen? Some people just like to know the so-called truth before they die. Isn't this called dying in peace? Li Ji shook the goblet in his hand. While Little Tree hasn't gone crazy yet, asked. You have 2 souls in one body? Sima Yue asked. Yes. I have a useless brother who wants to pretend to be a good person. Li Ji said. He's blind, you're not. This is very strange. What's so strange about this? Li Ji said. He can't see, not because there's a problem with his body, but because his soul energy is too weak. And I am incomparably powerful. Incomparably powerful. Sima Yue's lips curled into a mocking smile. You're powerful because of this magic tree, right? Little Tree's ability is more powerful than you think. Li Ji said. I am it, and it is me. Because of the poisonous gas it releases, the people in the city can't cultivate, right? Sima Yue said. You're indeed smarter than those people. It's been 1,000 years, and no one has ever thought of this. Or rather, those who thought of this are already dead. Li Ji said. But there's no one like you who can discover this problem in just 2 days. Not only that, you're also using these people's flesh and blood to nourish this magic tree. Sima Yue said. The night of the crimson moon is the night of the magic tree's killing. That's right. Li Ji didn't deny and answered casually. What right do you have to do this? Hu Yang angrily rebuked. Qualifications? Li Ji laughed as if he had heard a funny joke. Are you talking to me about right? That's right. Then I'll tell you what right do I have. The wind around Li Ji gradually grew stronger and rolled up many leaves, causing pain on people's bodies. He used the wind to fly up, and when he was in the air, he looked down at everyone and laughed loudly. Just based on the fact that we've provided you with a safe place to live. Without Blood Fiend City, you bunch of people would still be hiding here and there, and would never be a day of peace. If you want to live a stable life, then use your flesh and blood to exchange for it. Haha. Your original intention is to provide people with a stable life. Sima Yue also stood up, and with a wave of her hand, the goblet that was filled with human blood flew out. The blood spilled out in the air and finally dripped onto the ground. She looked at Li Ji, who was flying in midair, and said, Your original intention isn't to provide everyone with a safe place. You're only rearing them and letting them become the magic tree's nourishment, to provide it with a large amount of blood. As for you, the reason why you've chosen this kind of method is only because you don't dare to create too big of a commotion, afraid that you'll attract the punishment of heaven. What I've said isn't wrong. Hee, even if what you've said is true, so what? Li Ji's long hair fluttered with the wind. No matter what my motive is, they've finally found the life they want here, haven't they? I've provided them with a peaceful life and they've provided me with flesh and blood. This is a very fair trade. No, this isn't fair. Sima Yue also flew up and came to the same height as Li Ji. They don't know and can't cultivate. Unknowingly, they've even become the magic tree's food. You must have never been pursued by anyone before, so you wouldn't understand what kind of desire a stable life is to these people. Li Ji said, speaking of this, they can still continue to live such a peaceful life. But you are the one who broke their lives and pushed them towards death. Chapter 955. Read 336. Seeing everyone's puzzled eyes, he continued, originally, we didn't plan to start tonight's plan. Or rather, this night will be delayed for many years, perhaps hundreds of years, perhaps thousands of years. And your appearance caused all of this to happen ahead of time. What do you mean? Little Seven came to Sima Yue and asked. It's very simple. Originally, the sapling still needs a lot of energy to evolve. We can only absorb the blood of those people bit by bit and slowly accumulate energy. Therefore, this kind of life would continue for at least a few hundred years. But your appearance caused everything to be brought forward. Li Ji looked at Seven and smiled evilly. You want to eat me to gain power? Little Seven crossed her arms in front of her chest. You think you can eat me? Although I don't know what you are, Little Tree can feel that you have a huge amount of energy. If I eat you, I can evolve. Li Ji said. Of course, just eating you is not enough. We still need a lot of blood. That's why you sealed off the entire city so that no one could escape, Sima Yue said. Smart, Li Ji said. Are you not afraid of the punishment of the heavenly Tao now? Yes, but it's useless to us now, Li Ji said. The little tree has a concealment enchantment. By the time the heavenly axiom's punishment discovers this situation, it's already too late. The little tree has completed its evolution, so we don't have to worry about that thing anymore. You're dreaming, but I'm afraid your concealment barrier won't last until then, Sima Yue said. Perhaps, the cloud spirit wouldn't be able to wait until then. Alright, time's up. The crimson moon is about to begin again. Everyone looked up at his words. The full moon in the sky was slowly turning red. At first, it was only a faint red, but later on it turned blood red. The red moon really exists and isn't an illusion? Seven exclaimed in shock. It's not an illusion. The others also flew up and came to their side. Hallucination? No, this is not an illusion. Li Ji's figure flashed, and he had already arrived at the crown of the blood demon tree. Sima Yue raised her head to take a closer look. Coupled with the smell, she said, it's not an illusion. What's that? It should be the gas released by the blood demon tree, Sima Yue said. Or it could be the enchantment that it created. Smart. Li Ji looked at Sima Yue with admiration. This is Little Tree's blood enchantment. Before the night of the full moon, the sapling's power would reach its peak, and only then would it be able to set up this enchantment. With the enchantment, the sapling will be able to deceive everyone and devour them. This crimson moon is indeed not a natural phenomenon. Hu Yang shouted. Ha ha ha. Li Ji laughed. After so many years, only you would believe that this is a natural phenomenon. Those who didn't believe it and wanted to investigate were all eaten by the little tree. Pretending to be mysterious. Your good days will end today. Little Seven snorted. Li Ji looked at Little Seven. Little tree, you have endured for a long time. Now that the crimson moon is complete, let's begin. Hua hua. The blood demon tree shook crazily. The originally sparse branches and leaves quickly sprouted and sprouted many new branches. The original dandelion shape turned into the shape of a willow tree. After suppressing it for so many years, I can finally let go of my hands and feet today. The blood demon tree's branches danced wildly as it laughed. It whipped the branches towards Little Seven and laughed weirdly. What a fragrant smell. Hee hee, I can feel a majestic power. Hee hee, as long as I eat you, I will not be afraid of anything. Tisk, just you and you want to eat me? Wait till I chop you into wood to make firewood for you. Little Seven said. Aha. Just the few of you and you dare to be so arrogant. The blood demon tree laughed maniacally. We are not the few of you. Huyang shouted. Are you talking about those people that you gave the antidote to? Hee hee, you better look behind you. The blood demon tree waved its branches wildly and laughed evilly. Everyone looked behind them. The streets outside the city lord's residence were filled with people. Those people's eyes were lifeless, and they were walking towards them unconsciously. This feels like the zombie movie that you mentioned before. Those people are too scary. Little Seven felt goosebumps all over her body. Bam! Bam! Countless tree roots flew up from the ground. The roots that should have been clumsy were now extremely agile as it coiled around those people and danced in the air. Ah! Ah! Those people were screaming miserably. Quite a number of them were split into two by the roots, and some were still resisting. Those are our people. Huyang cried out. Bam! Bam! In other directions the tree roots were also drawn out from the ground. Numerous houses were destroyed and numerous people were coiled up. Different from those people in Baishengyin. Even if these people were coiled up into the air, they did not have any reaction at all. Those people walked to the side of the city lord's residence and stopped. Looking at the few people in the air, their eyes flashed with a blood-red glow. It's sucking the blood of those people. Feng Kai looked at those people who were coiled up and cried out. Look at the city walls. When everyone heard Shichen's words, they looked over and saw the city walls far away shining. When the light dispersed, the original city walls had actually turned into the tree roots of the blood demon tree. Oh my god, this city wall is also transformed by the blood demon tree. Little Seven was speechless. Sima Yue finally understood why she saw those weird things when she entered the city. So those weren't real city walls, so naturally it lacked a natural feeling. These people are completely controlled by the blood demon tree. In the entire city, I reckon there are hundreds of thousands of people. It's obviously impossible for us to deal with them one by one. Wang Mao said. Although these people's abilities aren't as strong as us, but we can't withstand their numbers. Mu Lian Xian said. These people are all controlled by the blood demon tree. Once we get rid of the blood demon tree, these people will naturally be fine. Bai Sheng said. But it has so many roots. If we don't destroy all of them, it's still useless. You guys try your best to stop these people. Leave this blood demon tree to me. Sima Yue said as she took out a small door to open her little realm. She also called out the four-winged rock and the Egret clan elders from the spirit pagoda. She even called out all her contracted beasts. When Huyang and the rest saw so many people suddenly appearing, they were stunned. Damn! Who are these people? Huyang shouted. My bodyguards and Little Rock's bodyguards. Sima Yue said. Don't fight them head on. Just buy me some time will do. Everyone nodded their heads and flew towards those people. Let's go too. Huyang rubbed his hands and took out his axe and attacked those people. I'll go deal with that one body with two souls. Wu Lamai said. I'll go beat up that fellow who wants to eat me. Little Seven rolled up her sleeves and flew over with Wu Lamai, leaving Sima Yue alone at the original spot. Alright, then I'll start too. Sima Yue clenched her fists and looked at those flying tree roots with a radiant smile. Chapter 956. Li Ji, who was fighting with Wu Lamai, suddenly had a bad premonition when he saw her smile. What was she trying to do by stalling for time? Call for reinforcements? Humph, with the small tree's boundary, the people inside can't get out, and the people outside can't get in. Did she really think that she could get reinforcements? Thinking of this, he felt relieved, and went to fight with Wu Lamai. Although he looked young, he was actually an old man. Wu Lamai was the king of a clan. Although he could suppress him, he couldn't completely subdue him. Every time they were about to capture him, he would dodge with the help of the blood demon tree. Little Seven was also more relaxed. Although the blood demon tree had a lot of branches, her speed was fast, and the branches that were attacking her were all broken by her. Whoosh! Branches attacked her from all directions. No matter which direction she fled in, she would be caught. Do you really think you've caught a turtle in a jar? Little Seven shouted and flew towards those branches. The branches closed up, and Little Seven was trapped and nowhere to be seen. Little Seven. Chun and the rest saw that Little Seven was trapped and wanted to go over to help, but they were surrounded by a large group of people and were unable to break free. Little Seven. Wu Lamai knew that Yue cared a lot about Little Seven. When he saw that she was in trouble, he pushed Li Ji away and wanted to save her. Bah! How did I compare myself to a turtle? Little Seven's angry voice came out from the net made of tree branches. Then a small figure came out from the net. She was holding a tree branch in her hand. With a forceful tug, she pulled out a lump and tied the entire branch into a knot. Didn't you want to catch me? Humph, I'll make it so you can't move. Little Seven ruthlessly punched, and the lump of wood exploded. PFFF. Although the situation was very dangerous, everyone couldn't help but laugh when they saw the situation. Boss, there are too many of them. We can't hold on any longer. Huyang shouted at Sima Yue. Since Huyang was defeated by Sima Yue himself, he had been calling her boss. Almost done. Sima Yue said. She looked up at the crimson moon in the sky. Because of the enchantment, the connection between this place and the outside world was very weak. She tried to trigger the heavenly tribulation, but found that it was useless. Little Roar. She called Little Roar over, fused with him, and flew into the sky. Li Ji noticed that Sima Yue was flying upwards, but he did not expect her to actually fly out. However, when he sensed that it was Sima Yue who had flown out, he was shocked. It was because of this that Wu Lamai's palm hit his chest and sent him flying. Whoosh! A branch flew out, wrapped around him and pulled him back. How did she pass through the barrier? The people below were shocked. What is she doing up there? Why is she still standing there? Doesn't she know how to run? Sima Yue looked at the tree on the ground and said, Aren't you absorbing the flesh and blood of those people? Didn't he say that he wasn't afraid of the heavenly tribulation? Let's give it a try today. After saying that, she mobilized the extreme purple lightning in her body. Cloud Spirit had just finished killing a transformed beast, and was about to have a good rest. It wanted to drink some wine, but realized that it had finished all of it. Just as it was thinking of finding Sima Yue to get some wine, it felt that she was calling out to it. Hey, is this telepathy? She giggled and went over. When she saw the situation in Bloodfiend City, she was stunned. What kind of situation was this? Why were there things from the Devil Realm here? Little fellow, I helped you this time, Sima Yue said to Cloud Spirit. Cloud Spirit knew that it did not discover the situation here. If the higher-ups knew about it, it would definitely be punished. Yue had indeed helped it a lot this time. I owe you a favor. Cloud Spirit did not hesitate, and started to accumulate the energy in its body. The tribulation clouds grew thicker and thicker, covering the entire sky. How did the lightning tribulation discover this place? The moment it saw the lightning tribulation, Blood Demon Tree screamed, and did not have the mood to control those people. It retracted all its energy and prepared to fight against the heavens tribulation. Those people in the city regained their consciousness in an instant. Many of them were puzzled when they saw themselves outside. Why were they here? Those who were more powerful and had stronger mental strength, although they were controlled, could still remember what happened. Everyone leave the central region quickly. Don't get affected by the lightning tribulation. Baixing shouted and flew far away. Old Bai, what's going on? Someone recognized him and grabbed his hand to ask. I'll tell you later. Leave this place quickly now, Baixing said. Previously Sima Yue told him that when the lightning tribulation came, he should bring the people and run outside to not get affected by the lightning tribulation. At that time, he thought that Blood Demon Tree would attract the heavens tribulation. He did not expect her to be the one who summoned it. From the way he talked to Cloud Spirit, his relationship with Cloud Spirit should be pretty good. But from ancient times till now, he had never heard of anyone who had a good relationship with the lightning tribulation. The rest of the people in the city did not know what happened. But when they saw them running outside and the rolling lightning tribulation in the sky, everyone ran crazily. Little Seven saw the lightning tribulation and recalled the scene of being struck. It screamed in horror and flew towards Sima Yue. Don't be afraid. Do you want to hide inside? Sima Yue hugged Little Seven and asked. Little Seven thought for a while and nodded. In this area, no matter where they ran to, they would be struck. It was safer to go back. Sima Yue kept Little Seven into the spirit pagoda. Then, she raised her head and said to the cloud spirit, "Those people are innocent. You have to be careful. Don't kill them all. They will be my people in the future." This was not a lightning tribulation, so there would not be any punishment. If it struck those people, it would be an accident. But it would not tell her that. "I can go easy on you, but remember to owe me a favor," Cloud Spirit said while hiding in the clouds. She did not say to cancel the favor that Sima Yue asked her to come over, because she knew that it was a lie. What Sima Yue said to her was real. Sima Yue flew down and came to Wu Lamai's side. She opened her little realm and kept him. Those people were busy running for their lives, so no one noticed. Then she kept the rest of them into Spirit Pagoda. "You can trigger the lightning tribulation." Li Ji clutched his chest and looked at Sima Yue. "Yes." Sima Yue smiled and said, "I said the lightning tribulation will come." "How can you trigger the lightning tribulation?" Bai Sheng saw the lightning tribulation getting thicker and thicker, and became crazy. "It is the truth. There is no such thing as how it is possible." Sima Yue said, "When you thought of creating a sea of blood tonight, you should have thought of what to do when the lightning tribulation comes. Good luck." After saying that, she leaped and flew to sit on top of the lightning tribulation cloud. Chapter 957. F***CK. Boss is so domineering. Hu Yang shouted excitedly when he saw Sima Yue sitting on the calamity cloud. A single person can actually sit on top of the tribulation cloud. Someone shouted. Those who did not notice looked over and saw Sima Yue sitting on the tribulation cloud. Holy sh**t, there really is someone. Who is that? How can you sit on it? That must be Siyu, right? The person who was very popular in the blood arena recently? I heard someone call her boss just now. That person who is recruiting. What a handsome man. If only she was willing to accept me. I want to follow her too. I love it. Don't be infatuated. Didn't you hear what she said? She wants to take in the king of the 10th floor and above? Can't you make an exception? I really want to follow her. Let's not think about this for now. Let's think about the situation of swallowing. Blood Fiend City is actually transformed from a demonic tree. What are we going to do in the future? Many people fell silent. Yes, what should he do in the future? Let's talk about the future later. Let's talk about how we're going to survive tonight's lightning tribulation. That's right. Such a huge lightning tribulation. It could split this entire place apart. But with that barrier, we can't get out. The people outside can't come in either. But others will see the situation here. If they know about what happened here, then we can't stay here anymore. What should we do in the future? I told you not to think about the future. Think about how to get through tonight. That's true. Sima Yue frowned when she heard what the people below were saying. What they said was reasonable. If these people did not have the protection of Blood Fiend City, then their future life would return to the past where they were chased by their enemies everywhere. Although Li Ji's original intention was to provide nourishment for the demonic tree, objectively speaking, he did provide these people with a more stable life, even though they couldn't cultivate or lost their lives because of it. But after tonight, what should these people do in the future? If it wasn't for Little Seven, the Blood Demon Tree would have continued with this kind of life for a few hundred years. This day wouldn't have come so quickly, and they wouldn't have returned to their old days so quickly. Speaking of which, it was indeed a little like them. Little tree, what should we do? Li Ji looked at the thunder tribulation in the sky with fear in his eyes. However, the demonic tree who had always been by his side did not give him a definite answer this time. Sapling? The heavenly tribulation has locked onto us. No matter where we escape to, it will be the same. The Blood Demon Tree said, the only thing we can do now is to accumulate all our strength to fight against the heavenly tribulation. If he succeeded, he wouldn't need this power to successfully convert it. If he couldn't succeed, then all his years of hard work would have been in vain. Sima Yue looked at the cloud spirit who was drinking in the clouds and said, "You still don't plan to attack?" The cloud spirit raised its head from the wine jar and said, "No rush, no rush. I just felt their sins. It's still early. Let me finish this jar first." Sima Yue raised her eyebrows and said, "How do you guys determine the size of the lightning tribulation?" "It's simple. By sensing its sins, you would be able to determine how big or small it was. We are only in charge of releasing the accumulated strength." The cloud spirit was drinking and didn't mind Sima Yue probing. "Then who is in charge of determining the sins and the size of the lightning tribulation?" Sima Yue asked again. "Heavenly Tao." The cloud spirit smacked its lips and said, "Heavenly Tao contains all living things. Nothing can escape its eyes. As long as it wants to know, nothing can be hidden from it." "Then what's going on?" Sima Yue pointed at the person and the tree below. "Who doesn't take a nap sometimes?" Little Seven said. "As long as it wants to know, it will know. But it's not a rubbish collection container. It will look at everything." A rubbish collection container. This name was good. "This fellow, you better put in some effort and get rid of it completely," Sima Yue said. "Don't worry, this fellow's sins are not only for tonight. All the sins from before will be dealt with together. It won't be able to escape tonight," the cloud spirit said with certainty. Sima Yue nodded. With its words, she was relieved. After the cloud spirit finished drinking, it ran to Sima Yue's side and looked at the tree and the person below, saying, "It's starting." As its words fell, countless bolts of lightning struck towards the blood demon tree. Because the entire city was filled with its roots, the bolts of lightning struck from all directions. Thousands of lightning struck together, one after another. As far as the eye could see, the entire city was undergoing a lightning show. It was a spectacular scene. The people in the city all condensed their spiritual energy to protect themselves when they saw the lightning strike. Some of the more timid ones even let out sharp screams when they saw the lightning. But the cloud spirit had already struck once, and they didn't even realize that they were struck. "We're all right? Why didn't the lightning strike us together? I remember now. Just now, see, you seem to have said on the cloud layer that the lightning tribulation shouldn't strike us. She saved us. Looks like we owe her a favor." I think that is indeed the case. Seeing that the lightning wasn't striking them, everyone was relieved to watch this beautiful scene. This might be the only chance in their lives. And from tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of kilometers away, everyone saw this magnificent spectacle. Many people were curious about what was happening here, but because they could feel the destructive power of the heaven tribulation, no one dared to go near. That's the direction of the blood demon city. Go and check what's going on over there. Quickly go and check what's going on over there. Why would it attract such a powerful lightning tribulation? Quickly go and check what's going on. Numerous people came to a safe distance away, and when they saw the black mass, no one dared to go near. Ever since the last time in the dark forest, hundreds of monarch-ranked experts were all struck to death by a student's scheme. Everyone had an additional layer of fear towards the lightning tribulation. Now that they saw the lightning tribulation, everyone wanted to leave quickly, so that they wouldn't be struck along with them. But to some powerful experts, even if they didn't go near the blood demon city, they would know what was going on over there. The cloud spirit struck for an entire day and night, and when it was sure that there wasn't any sign of life from the blood demon tree in the entire blood demon city, the dark clouds in the sky finally passed. "I'm leaving. In order to return the favor of not striking them to death, give me more wine." The cloud spirit looked at Sima Yue with sparkling eyes. Sima Yue took out a pile of wine jars and placed them on the cloud layer. "It's not like you don't know how to find me. Next time you don't have any, you can come and find me. But you can't strike me." Chapter 958. Sima Yue wasn't worried about the remaining roots of the blood demon tree. If the cloud spirit said that it was gone, then it was really gone. Cloud spirit left with a pile of wine jars. The tribulation clouds dispersed and the moonlight shone down, illuminating the messy blood fiend city. The tribulation clouds have left. It's over, someone said in a daze. After so long, It's finally over. Yes, it's finally over. What should we do in the future? Let's count the dead first. We'll talk about it later. Look, see you. Everyone looked towards the sky and saw Sima Yue descending from the sky. Seeing that she was safe and sound, everyone felt a sense of reverence. To be able to sit on the tribulation cloud for so long and still be safe and sound, who would dare to make an enemy of such a person? Most people would be dead the moment they came into contact with it. Sima Yue came to everyone's side and said, "The demon tree and Li Ji have been destroyed. Such a terrifying lightning tribulation. How is it possible to pass it?" Feng Kai said, "This lightning tribulation was even greater than the one in the dark forest. Back then, so many monarch-level experts couldn't escape it. How could the demonic tree survive this time? I didn't expect to encounter such a thing here." Shurchen sighed. "Yeah, I didn't expect that," Sima Yue said. "I didn't expect that our arrival would speed up the process here." "Boss, what is Little Seven's identity? It actually caused such a big commotion," Hu Yang asked. "Little Seven's identity is rather complicated. It's best that you guys don't know about it for now. I'll tell you guys when I have the chance in the future," Sima Yue said. Hu Yang and the others shifted their gazes to Shurchen and Shurchen. They shook their heads, indicating that they didn't know either. "This lightning tribulation is really strong," Baisheng said. "What do we do next?" Sima Yue looked at the devastation and rubbed her forehead with a headache, saying, "How many of our people are left?" "Less than 100 people," Shurchen said. "The blood demon tree has killed so many people in such a short period of time. If it wasn't for the lightning tribulation, I'm afraid that even a powerhouse might not be able to fight against it," Sima Yue said. "Do you know how many people there are in the entire city? There were a few 100,000 before. Even if half of them died, there would still be 300,000 to 400,000. Feng Kai knew what Sima Yue was thinking and said, "There are so many of them. It's impossible to take them all in." Sima Yue nodded. It was impossible to accept hundreds of thousands of people. If she brought 20,000 to 30,000 people back this time, the people of Heartbreak Valley would probably be scared silly. Not to mention the hundreds of thousands of Heartbreak Valley detoxification elixirs. It was terrifying to think about. But the reason why these people lost the protection of Blood Fiend City was indeed because of them, because of Little Seven. They couldn't just leave like that. "Young Master, see you." A group of people rushed over and looked at Sima Yue excitedly. Sima Yue looked at them. The admiration on their faces was terrifying. "What can I do for you?" she asked with a smile. "Young Master, see you. We heard that you're recruiting. We would like to follow you." Someone said, "Follow me." "Yes, can we?" Sima Yue looked at such a big group of people and hesitated. "I'm sorry, we still have to discuss. You'd better come to a conclusion quickly. If you're not willing, we still have to escape before our enemies arrive," a tall and skinny man said. Sima Yue looked at him and nodded. She brought them back to Bai Sheng's Inn. Bai Sheng's Inn was already destroyed beyond recognition. The previous houses and courtyards were almost all destroyed. Only one building still had half a house left. "Old Bai, your courtyard finally died of old age," Feng Kai teased when he saw the scene. When the blood demon tree's roots were pulled out from the ground, it destroyed half of the houses in the city. There are basically no intact houses left. Wang Mao said. "Anyway, we have to leave this place." Bai Sheng shrugged nonchalantly. "Luckily, there's still half a courtyard for us to sit in." Looking at the entire courtyard, there were dilapidated walls everywhere. It was not bad to have a flat courtyard. Everyone took out a chair and sat down. "Now let's talk about your thoughts," Sima Yue said. "Without the protection of Blood Fiend City, the stable lives of these people in the city are definitely gone." Mu Lian Xian said. "Although I don't interact much with others, but based on my friends, everyone still wants to live a stable life." "That's right," Wang Mao nodded. "Although it's not nice to say this, but everyone's lives were indeed disrupted because of you. You have to take responsibility for this." Little Seven just came out from the Spirit Pagoda. Hearing that, she pouted unhappily. "Anyway, you're recruiting people. Recruiting one is recruiting. Recruiting 10,000 is also recruiting. Those who are willing to follow you, just take them in. Huyang said. Sima Yue shook her head and said, the current situation doesn't allow it. This isn't a question of whether we're willing or not. What situation? We don't have that many antidotes. Sima Yue said, so even if we want to, they won't be able to reach that place. Antidote? What antidote? Mu Lian Xian and the rest looked over. Originally, we wanted to wait for everyone to be recruited first, so we didn't tell you the specific situation. Shi Chen explained, we've built a force and are recruiting people now. The sect is built in a more secretive place. That place isn't a place anyone can go. Built a sect? Hu Yang's eyes widened. That means we've joined a sect. Wang Mao said, where's that place that can't be casually entered? Mu Lian Xian asked. Heartbreak Valley. Sima Yue said. This time, even Wang Mao and Mu Lian Xian were shocked. Heartbreak Valley? One of the 3 poisonous lands? Are you kidding us? How can people live in that place? Huyang shouted. But that's the truth. We were there before we came here. Feng Kai said. How did you do it? Wang Mao asked. Boss researched the antidote. Shi Chen said. After eating the antidote, you can walk freely in Heartbreak Valley. The antidote you were talking about before is this? Mu Lian Xian looked at Sima Yue. That's right. Sima Yue said. Our original plan was to recruit 1,000 people. If there are too many people, there's nothing we can do without the antidote. It's actually Heartbreak Valley. No wonder you said that even if we go out with you, we don't have to be afraid of being chased by our enemies. Who dares to enter Heartbreak Valley? That's true. Baisheng said. That place is a natural barrier. But without so much antidote, we can't recruit all those people. Wang Mao said. Maybe those people don't want to follow us. Little Seven said. That's not necessarily true. Huyang said. Didn't you see the way those people look at her? They all worship her. If it really doesn't work, I have an idea. Baisheng said. Chapter 959. What thoughts? This time around, the commotion in Bloodfiend City is so huge. It must have attracted the attention of those outside. Baisheng said. The others also understand that before they are clear of what happened here, those people might not make a move, but after these 2 days, those enemies will definitely chase after us. So I think there will be an alliance soon. But this kind of alliance is very difficult. Shi Chen said. Those who need to seek refuge in Bloodfiend City, their enemies would not be ordinary people. Although combining them would increase his strength, at the same time, it would also increase the danger. Many people understand this, so there are very few people who go out together after so many years. Unless everyone in this city is tied together, Feng Kai said. It might have been difficult in the past, but not now. Baisheng said. In the past, it was hard for everyone to form an alliance because there was Bloodfiend City as an escape route. Now that there's no escape route, everyone naturally has to think of a way. But what use is that to us? Little Seven asked. I think, not everyone will follow us. Those who are unwilling can form an alliance and leave. Then we will arrange for the remaining people. Baisheng said. What if there are a lot of people left? Feng Kai asked. After all, there are hundreds of thousands of people here. Now that everyone admires Boss so much, there are naturally many people who want to follow him. The others nodded as well. If that's the case, let's find a place to take in the remaining people. Baisheng said. As long as it's a stable life, as for where it is, they shouldn't mind. You mean? Sima Yue seemed to have guessed what he meant. That's right. This is the Little Realm. Baisheng said. Keep those people who want to follow into the Little Realm. There's no need to worry about being chased by the enemy. If the Little Realm is exposed to even more people, I'm afraid it will attract trouble, Wang Mao said. The solution to this is very simple. Baisheng said as he pointed to the sky. What method is this? As long as they swear that they won't do anything to hurt Yue, we can provide them with a stable life. I think a lot of people will be willing to do that. If they don't want to, then let them leave, Baisheng said. Everyone's eyes lit up. This is a good idea. With the restriction of the heavenly Tao's punishment, there was no need to worry that those people would leak the situation of the little realm. If they are willing to join the sect, we can slowly bring them out in the future. They can also become part of the sect's strength. If you don't want to get involved in disputes, living a peaceful life in a small world is also a good choice, Shurchen said. I can consider it, Sima Yue said. Old Bai, you guys are more familiar with this place. I'll leave the front to you guys. That's not a problem. Old Bai still has quite a place in everyone's hearts, Shurchen said. Sima Yue nodded her head. From the courteous reception that Bai Sheng received at the blood arena, she could see the reverence that everyone had for him. It would be better to let them handle the matters of Blood Fiend City instead of her. After that, he discussed the details of the plan. Half a day later, the plan came out. After Bai Sheng and Wang Mao left, Sima Yue brought Little Seven to wander around the ruins of the city, to see if there were any buried survivors. After making a round, they really did find quite a few people who had been buried or abandoned, and were on the verge of death. Sima Yue gave them pills to eat. After they regained consciousness, she asked them to look for Bai Sheng. They were all injured when the blood demon tree went berserk. They didn't see what happened after that. They were also unfamiliar with Sima Yue. After thanking them, they went to Bai Sheng's inn to look for him. When they reached there and saw the others, they knew what happened after that. When they were told that the person who saved them was Sima Yue, they were all shocked. And those who were hesitating, when they heard that it was Sima Yue who saved them in the ruins, many of them made their decision. After Sima Yue and the rest came back, Bai Sheng had already settled all the matters. How is it? Sima Yue asked. Those who wanted to leave have already left. But there are still 200,000 people left, Bai Sheng said. There are so many people left? Sima Yue was surprised. 200,000. This number was really scary. It's indeed out of my expectations. Bai Sheng was initially shocked by this number, but he accepted it immediately. But it's good to have more people. You want to take revenge for your family. With more people, your ability will increase and you can save many years of development. Moreover, you have to believe that those who are able to escape to Blood Fiend City while being chased would not be too weak. I understand, Sima Yue said. But did you tell them about the oath? If it was other oaths, it might be more difficult. But to make them swear that they won't do anything to let you down, they accepted it easily, Bai Sheng said. Indeed, if they were asked to swear allegiance to someone, they would hesitate. But if they were asked to not do anything to let her down, it would be easier. Since we've already agreed, then we'll go and settle it now. Then we'll bring them away. The people outside should be here soon, Sima Yue said. All right. The ruins were filled with people. When they saw Sima Yue coming over, all of them looked over excitedly. Young master, see you. Sima Yue leaped, and came to a high point in the ruins. Looking down at the people below, she said, I think Old Bai and Shurchen have already explained everything clearly to you. Now that time is tight, your enemies should be on their way here, so I won't waste any more time. Now those who are willing to leave with me, please make an oath. After all, there are so many of you and I don't know you all well. I have to think about my own safety. Of course, this is voluntary. If you're not willing, I won't force you. You have 15 minutes to think about it. After saying that, Sima Yue looked at the people below and didn't say anything else. The people below thought for a while, and finally decided to follow her. Not for other reasons, but because Bai Sheng said that he would give them a stable life. If they were willing, they could live in seclusion and definitely not be chased by their enemies. The fact that Sima Yue could sit steadily on the tribulation cloud was something that everyone saw with their own eyes. Naturally, they believed what she said. After waiting for 15 minutes, Sima Yue saw that almost no one left and continued. Since everyone has chosen to stay, then let's start. I'm Sima Yue. See you as my alias. I'll leave the rest to you guys. Everyone knew that Siyu would use an alias to come to such a place, so they weren't surprised and started to make their oaths. Chapter 960. Oaths were made one after another. Rays of silver light descended from the sky and entered the Oathkeeper and Sima Yoyue's bodies. Before the first ray of light could disperse, another ray of light shot down. From the beginning to the end, Sima Yoyue was enveloped by the silver light. This scene is really spectacular. Feng Kai sighed. You look so holy like this. Little Seven said excitedly. With so many heavenly Tao laws, I wonder if there will be any changes. Shurchen looked at Sima Yue. Her eyes were closed and she was covered in silver light. Indeed, she gave off a holy and pure feeling. That kind of aura was even denser than the so-called holy sons and holy daughters of the Sage Pavilion. I think maybe, Bai Sheng said faintly. More than 200,000 people swore at the same time, and they were all done very quickly. However, the silver light on Sima Yoyue's body did not dissipate for a long time. What's wrong with her? Hu Yang returned and asked everyone. If the silver light doesn't scatter, there must be a heavenly phenomenon. Wang Mao said. It should be. Mu Lian Xian said. Just that I don't know what this is. Just watch. Wang Mao said. The more I think about it, the more I feel that she's not just like what we see. She has a lot of secrets we don't know about. Moreover, if she doesn't die young, her future is limitless. Sima Yue felt as if her body was soaked in a hot spring of light. It was very comfortable. Her fatigue was swept away, and her soul was cleansed as well. She became more ethereal. This feeling lasted for a long time before it slowly disappeared. The silver light on her body traveled to every corner of her body, before it slowly retracted back into her body. She exhaled a mouthful of turbid air, and felt a wave of energy in her body that made her feel comfortable. Boss, someone is coming. Feng Kai said loudly. Sima Yue sensed for a while, and realized that there were indeed many people coming. They seemed to be surrounding them. I'll bring you to a place. Shurchen, old Bai, tell everyone about it. Sima Yue nodded at Bai Sheng and the rest before taking out the small door to Little Black Lotus Realm. She opened the door and brought everyone in before taking out a temporary array formation, and leaving this place after activating it. When people from the outside came here, the city was already empty. What happened here? Why are so many people missing? The damage to these houses is very serious. It doesn't look like it was done by someone. Of course it's not man-made. Didn't you see how big the lightning tribulation was before? It's not caused by the lightning tribulation. A white-robed man with long hair came to the ruins and took out a piece of burnt tree root, saying, the lightning tribulation should have struck this thing. These houses should have been destroyed by this thing. What is this? Tree roots? It should be a tree root. The white-clothed man threw the tree root to the ground and lightly clapped his hands. Tree roots? Is the lightning tribulation here to strike these roots? I think so. What kind of root is this? It actually attracted lightning tribulation. No matter what it is, it doesn't matter now. What we should be concerned about now is, where are the people here? That's right. When we approached this place earlier, we clearly felt that there were still people around. The aura here also indicated that there were many people here not long ago. But now there was not a single person. This is too strange. Actually, there's nothing strange about it. They are missing and most probably left using the teleportation array. Someone said. Impossible. Why? According to the aura left behind here, there were at least hundreds of thousands of people here previously. How big is the teleportation array that can teleport so many people at the same time? Have you seen it before? We have seen it before, but that kind of teleportation array is extremely rare and precious. Only a few powerhouses in the inner regions have it, and usually they don't dare to use it. And this Blood Fiend city definitely doesn't have it. Then how did these people disappear? Everyone was silent as no one knew what was going on. Elder, there's no one in the entire city and all the items in the shops have been moved away. I think this is a premeditated transfer. At a place a few thousand kilometers away from Blood Fiend City, Sima Yue and Little Seven sat on the back of a Chongming and flew in the opposite direction. Yu, earlier they told us that before they left, they had swept away all the items in Blood Fiend City. Little Seven giggled as she said. Swept away all the items. Sima Yue was a little surprised, The items in those shops. That's right. Sima Yue was a little speechless. Under that kind of situation, these people still had the mind to take away all the items? If it was Fatty Chu, it was highly possible. Thinking of Fatty Chu, she wondered how he was doing now that he had gone to the little realm. Right, how did those people behave in there? Initially they were very surprised, then they were very excited, and said that they were willing to live in there. But they also hoped that they could come out occasionally to take a breather. Little Seven said. Old Bai and Brother Shi Chun told them about establishing a sect, and some of them were willing to follow along. And most of them were willing, but there were some who weren't too willing, and wanted to live peacefully in there. Of course, these people were in the minority. These things can only be done if both parties are willing. Sima Yue said. We can't force them to do things that they don't want to do. That's true. They're still all right. At least they didn't express that they wanted to come out. Little Seven said. In the past they could only stay in a small place like Bloodfiend City, but now they can walk around the entire little realm, and they don't have to worry about being hunted down. This kind of life is already not bad for them. Once they come out, they still have to face the pursuit of their enemies. Those who need to hide in Bloodfiend City probably don't have many enemies. Sima Yue's voice became softer and softer, and she fell onto Little Seven. Little Seven thought that Sima Yue was lying on her body as usual, but when she felt her weak look, she turned her head and saw that Sima Yue's eyes were tightly shut and her face was ghastly pale. She had already fainted. Yu, what happened to you? She helped Yue to lie down and asked anxiously. Little Seven, what happened to Master? I can feel that her condition is very unstable, and her breathing is very chaotic. Chongming asked anxiously. I don't know, she suddenly fainted. Little Seven saw Sima Yue in such a state, and didn't know what to do. We have to think of a way, her condition is getting worse. Chongming shouted. Not good, Yu's body is splitting open and she's bleeding a lot. Little Seven shouted. The speed of splitting open is very fast. Yu's body seems to be exploding. Chongming, Yuyushi. Then what should we do? Chongming was extremely anxious as he looked at the terrain below and flew towards the ground. When he came to a mountain peak, he transformed into his human form and caught Sima Yue. Chapter 961. Sima Yue's condition did not look good. Her body was covered in wounds as if she had been cut by a knife. Blood stained her clothes and dripped to the ground. Chongming, what's wrong with you? Little Seven asked anxiously when she saw Sima Yue in such a state. The aura in her body is very chaotic. The aura of darkness and light are clashing with each other. If we don't guide them in time, I'm afraid. Explode and die. Little Seven cried out. Her eyes were filled with tears as she said in disbelief. How could Yu's aura suddenly go out of control? What should we do now? Chongming, do you have a way to control it? Chongming shook his head and said, we must think of a way. If this continues, I'm afraid she will explode and die in less than an hour. We don't know what to do in this situation. Old Bai and the others are all in the little realm. Without Yu, we can't even open the door. Little Seven said. Even if there's no other way, we have to think of a way. Chongming roared. We can't let anything happen to her. We can't let anything happen to her. He carried Sima Yue and looked at the desolate mountain range. He felt a deep sense of helplessness. What to do? What to do? At this time there was a movement in space. The two of them looked over at the same time, their faces full of vigilance. If those people were chasing after her, they had to protect her. The spatial passageway opened, and a familiar figure hurriedly walked out. Seeing Sima Yue covered in blood, Wu Lingyu's face flashed with panic as he asked, what happened to her? Seeing Wu Lingyu, Little Seven and Chongming's hearts seemed to have found someone to rely on. Big brother Lingyu, quickly come and take a look, Yu's body is about to explode. Little Seven shouted. Wu Lingyu instantly flashed to Sima Yue's side and grabbed her wrist to check. His expression changed drastically as he said, how did she lose control of the qi in her body? Protect me, I want to suppress the two auras for her. Chongming and Little Seven stood beside them to ensure that they would not be disturbed. Wu Lingyu sat opposite Sima Yue and held her hand, so that she would not fall. Then, 2 streaks of spiritual energy appeared in Yue's palms. One was light, and the other was dark. Then, the spiritual energy entered her body from her palms. Although Sima Yue was unconscious and could not speak, she was still conscious. She was trying to control the surging qi in her body, but no matter what she did, it was useless. She did not know what stimulated them, but they were very violent and did not listen to her at all. While she was in a terrible fix, 2 forces entered her body from the outside. As soon as they entered, they suppressed the dark and light auras in her body, making it impossible for the 2 auras to resist. It was an overwhelming suppression. Sima Yue could feel the aura of Wu Lingyu and Mo Sha from the 2 forces and curled her lips. This guy is much stronger than me. When the aura in her body calmed down again, she withdrew her divine sense and woke up. How could you be so careless? Do you know how dangerous the situation was just now? If I did not feel that something happened to you and rushed over, you would have already reported to the ghost realm. Wu Lingyu did not wait for her to speak and started scolding her. This time he was really scared. Her situation was many times more dangerous than before. If he hadn't rushed over, if he didn't have the aura of darkness and light, she would have exploded and died. This was the first time Sima Yue saw Wu Lingyu get angry at her. Even when he was with Mo Sha, he did not really get angry at her. It seemed that this time, he was really scared. "Senior," she cried out weakly. The pain in her body made her frown subconsciously. Wu Lingyu saw her in pain, and the fire in his heart was extinguished. He hugged her tenderly and opened his little realm to bring her in. F***ck, he just left us here like that? Little Seven couldn't help but curse when she saw the 2 of them disappear. "Let's wait here. It won't be long before they return." Halcyon smiled, feeling helpless towards Wu Lingyu's abandonment of them. Even if it's like this, we can't forgive him. Little Seven pouted. If he did not give off an unfathomable feeling, he would definitely beat him up. Sima Yue came to this little realm again, and felt that it was different from the last time. This place has changed a lot. She leaned into his embrace and was still very weak. After the soul fused, it fused with another little realm. Wu Lingyu explained. "Both souls have little realms?" Sima Yue was a little surprised. She did not hear Mo Sha mention this before. Wu Lingyu took out a big bed and put her on it. He then took out a pill for her to eat, and sat down by the bed. "What's the matter with you? Why did you lose control?" Sima Yue thought for a while and said, "It should be related to the oath from before." "Oath?" Sima Yue nodded and told him what happened in Bloodfiend City. Wu Lingyu furrowed his brows and said, "Let me check for you." Sima Yue stretched out her hand, and Wu Lingyu used his divine sense to explore her body, following her meridians to her dantian. When he saw a ball of light floating above her dantian, he was shocked. He observed the ball of light for a while, and his heart flashed with astonishment. How can this be? He withdrew from Sima Yue's body and looked at her, saying, "Your body has an extra ball of white light. What is that?" Sima Yue's eyes widened. What the hell was with her body? Previously there was top-grade purple lightning, and now there was an extra ball of white light? If I'm not wrong, that should be Dao. Wu Lingyu said. Dao. A ball of white light is Dao. Sima Yue was speechless. Could it be that her body could produce heaven's Dao? It's not heaven's Dao, it's Dao. Wu Lingyu said. What is Dao? There are many types of Dao. Heaven's Dao is the most powerful rule that we know of. It binds the entire world. But heaven's Dao is not the only Dao. Wu Lingyu explained. Then what is mine? A type of power. You absorb too much power from the oath at once, so I'm guessing that it should be the Dao of faith. Wu Lingyu said. Dao of faith? Sima Yue still didn't understand. Let's put it this way. It's similar to the Sage Pavilion's cultivation method. Wu Lingyu said, because faith can give people some power, the Sage Pavilion's people will continue to expand their power. They have branches all over the continent. Those people's faith in us is the source of our power. Me too. It's not the same. Wu Lingyu said, You're different from us. Chapter 962. What's different? This is man-made. Wu Lingyu said, relying on cultivation techniques and developing followers to obtain the power of faith is the result of one's own cultivation. Furthermore, it could not be called a Tao. It could only be called a Tao that was imitated. As for yours, it's a naturally formed Tao. It's a type of nomological force between heaven and earth. I think I understand, Sima Yue said. It sounds awesome. That's right. To others, it's a power that can instantly kill experts from all directions. To you, this is the energy that accelerates your body's explosion. Wu Lingyu rolled his eyes at her. It can't be used? Tao is a type of power of light. This time, it was it that caused the two auras in your body to go berserk. If you use it again, I'm afraid your body will directly explode. Wu Lingyu said. So you're saying that I'm holding on to a treasure, and you're telling me that I can't use it? Sima Yue was frustrated. That's pretty much it, Wu Lingyu said. Not only can you not use it, but you also have to control it to prevent it from causing trouble for you. Will it continue to grow? Sima Yue's lips twitched. It was such a great power, yet they could not use it. Instead, they had to prevent it from growing. How could there be such a miserable person? Yes. If there are still people who have feelings of worship for you, there will be more faith power pouring into your body, and that power will increase. Wu Lingyu nodded. This was also what he was worried about. Sima Yue looked at him, silently expressing her frustration. If others worshipped her, her power would also increase. How could she control this situation? Was she supposed to tell others not to worship her? How was that possible? The more she thought about it, the more she felt like vomiting blood. You don't have to worry too much. It'll be fine as long as the power is balanced. Wu Lingyu said, your speed of cultivating the dark attribute is too slow. I will inject my power into you to fight against it. I won't let you go to the ghost realm immediately. Sigh. Sima Yue let out a long sigh and said, I can't be happy when I think about having a time bomb in my body every day. Wu Lingyu held her hand and said, I won't let anything happen to you. By the way, senior brother, how did you solve the problem of the god-devil body? Sima Yue recalled that this guy had told her that he would not tell her if she was not powerful enough. Now it should be fine, right? Back then, I forcefully removed the light attribute from my body. Only the demonic spiritual energy was left behind. Wu Lingyu said, that process must be very painful, right? It's all right. In any case, I made it through. Wu Lingyu said, you don't have to think about this method. You're not strong enough yet. Sima Yue pursed her lips. This guy was still looking down on her strength. Wu Lingyu looked at her and smiled. He lay down beside her and pulled her into his embrace, saying, you don't have to worry too much. I'm here for you. There are two sayings in the place where I came from. I don't know if you've heard of it. Sima Yue asked. What is it? If you lean against a wall, the wall will fall. If you rely on someone, they will run away. It's best to rely on yourself. What's the other one? If a man is reliable, a sow can climb a tree. Hee, do you think I'm reliable? Wu Lingyu kissed her forehead and asked. I don't know. It remains to be seen. Sima Yue said. We have a lifetime. You can take your time to observe. I'm a little tired. I'll rest for a while. Wu Lingyu said as he hugged her and fell into a deep sleep. Sima Yue heard the breathing beside her ear. Her lips curled up into a faint smile. She knew that he must have used up a lot of energy to rush over when he sensed that something had happened to her. After that, he even suppressed the aura in her body. She could tell that he had used up a lot of energy and spiritual energy. She turned her head and saw his pale face. She kissed his cheek lightly and said softly, thank you. You stole a kiss from me. His eyelashes moved, but he did not open his eyes. Weren't you asleep? Sima Yue asked. How can I fall asleep with a beauty in my arms? Wu Lingyu could not hear the rest of his words clearly. It seemed like he had really fallen asleep. Sima Yue looked at his sleeping face and closed her eyes to sleep as well. Although she had fallen asleep, Her body was recovering quickly under the effects of the pills. When she woke up, she was almost fully recovered. Oh, she moved her body. She could move now. How do you feel? Wu Lingyu kissed her forehead. His sleepy voice was still full of laziness. Much better. I can move now, Sima Yue said. How about you? I've recovered more than half. Wu Lingyu breathed softly in her ear. It feels good to hug you. I think Mo Xiao would definitely not be able to say that. Sima Yue smiled. I am him. He is me, Wu Lingyu said. Oh right. Sima Yue did not dwell on who was who. She asked. After you fused, why did you have the two attributes of darkness and light? Are you like me? Will you face the danger of your body exploding? Wu Lingyu shook his head and said, my situation is different from yours. Why? My darkness attribute is from my soul. The light attribute is from my body. The two do not belong to the same category. Wu Lingyu explained. Let me give you a simple example. My two attributes are placed in two containers, while yours is in one. Then I'll also put them into two containers. That way, I can separate them, right? No. Wu Lingyu said. They are one entity. They are connected to your body and soul. They cannot be separated. If you want to separate them, you can only give up on one of them and completely separate them. Alright, I understand. I'm not strong enough to use this method, so you won't agree, Sima Yue said helplessly. If that's the case, then I'm a ticking time bomb. What you need to do now is to cultivate properly and increase your strength as soon as possible. Wu Lingyu said. You don't have to think about anything else. I'll try my best, Sima Yue replied. However, she did not really believe her own words. Although I really want to stay here and hug you like this, little Seven seems to be going crazy, Wu Lingyu said. She's worried about me. Sima Yue sat up and said, let's go out. Wu Lingyu grabbed her arm and used some strength to make her lie back down. Be good and sleep for a while more. She hasn't split the entire mountain yet. There's no need to rush. Sima Yue was speechless. However, she was worried that Wu Lingyu had not fully recovered. She followed his instructions and closed her eyes to continue resting. Little Seven, wait outside for a while. We'll go out and find you after we sleep for a while more. Chapter 963. When he woke up the second time, little Seven was already flipping out outside. Wu Lingyu hugged Sima Yue and gave her a long kiss before bringing her out. The moment they appeared on the mountain peak, little Seven rushed over and asked, Yu, are you all right? It's already done. The wounds on your body have also healed. Sima Yu pinched her little face and said, Brother Lingyu is so annoying. You took Yu away and didn't bring us along. Little Seven complained. But how did you get here so quickly? Hearts as one, Wu Lingyu said. Oh right, senior brother, I have something that I need your help with, Sima Yue said. What is it? Change your appearance. I'll bring you to the little realm. Wu Lingyu changed his illusion ring and changed his appearance. When Sima Yue brought him to Little Black Lotus Realm, the people inside immediately sensed her and greeted her. Boss. Young Master. Young Master Yue. Sima Yue nodded at them and said, This is a friend of mine. I'll get him to check your bodies. Mu Lian Xian, come over here. Mu Lian Xian walked over and let Wu Lingyu examine him. After a while, Wu Lingyu released him and said, Blood Willow's poison. So that demonic tree is called Blood Willow. Sima Yue said, Can you detoxify them? Wu Lingyu glanced at the others. Sima Yue understood and dismissed everyone except for little Seven. Is there no way? Seven asked. As long as there's you, there's a way, Wu Lingyu said. Me? Don't tell me you want to eat me? Does little Seven have any ideas? Sima Yue asked. The Blood Willow's poison is an evil thing that suppresses their cultivation. You are a cultivation treasure, so you can suppress these things, Wu Lingyu said. F***ck, you're not really saying you want to eat me, right? Little Seven exclaimed. I can bear to eat you, but Yue can't bear to either, Wu Lingyu said. Hearing him say this, little Seven's hanging heart finally settled down. You made it sound so scary. I thought my life was over. Then what should we do? Sima Yue asked. It's very simple. Let her cut off some meat, add some herbs and boil it for those people to drink. Wu Lingyu said. Boil water? You can cook a big pot of it and let those people drink a small bowl for a few days. Cut my meat to boil water. Is there no other way? Little Seven was unhappy. Why did she have to use her own flesh? This guy wouldn't be taking revenge on me for yelling at him, right? Sima Yu frowned and asked. How much do you want? If there's too much, will it hurt Little Seven? I don't need much. Wu Lingyu said. Just put a little in each pot. A few kilograms is enough. How much? That much. That's right, that's too much. Little Seven agreed. With your body, at least a few thousand kilograms? A few kilograms won't affect you. Wu Lingyu said. Besides, isn't the outermost layer of your excrement? Just use that. It won't affect you at all. You know quite a lot. Little Seven pouted. Will it really not affect me? Sima Yue asked worriedly. Little Seven nodded. The outermost layer was the excrement she excreted. It wasn't her essence. Getting a few kilograms wouldn't be a problem. Then I'll have to trouble you, Wu Lingyu said with a smile. Humph. Little Seven turned her head to the side and ignored him. She felt that this guy was doing it on purpose. Sima Yue looked at Little Seven and shook her head with a smile. She said to Wu Lingyu, Then you can take out the required ingredients. I'll do it. Wu Lingyu casually mentioned a few ingredients and Sima Yue went to prepare them. After Sima Yue left, Little Seven stared at Wu Lingyu and said, Did you do it on purpose? Wu Lingyu raised his eyebrows. This guy's intuition was so sharp. I knew it. You did it on purpose. I'm going to tell you about you. Little Seven roared. When did I say it was on purpose? You don't need my meat at all, right? Little Seven put her hands on her hips and looked like she was going to beat him up. I do. You're lying. Really? Your expression doesn't say that. You're the only one who can detoxify the poison, Wu Lingyu said. Without you, I can't think of any other way. What do you mean? They were poisoned by the gas released by the blood willow tree. So the gas released by you can detoxify the poison too. But the speed is very slow. If we use your meat to boil the water, the effect will be very direct. If you're willing to stay here for a few decades to detoxify them, I think it's possible too. But you won't be able to follow you outside. You win. Humph. Little Seven couldn't take it anymore. If she saw him again, she might suffer from internal injuries. She ignored him and went to find Shui Qing Man for warmth. Sima Yue found the ingredients and saw Wu Lingyu here alone. She asked, Where's Little Seven? She went to find your adoptive mother, Wu Lingyu said. Did you anger her again? No, I just told her a fact. Wu Lingyu said with a smile. What fact? Her gas can detoxify the poison too, but it will take a long time. Sima Yue laughed. She chose to cut her own flesh. Wu Lingyu shrugged. Sima Yue looked at him pretending to be innocent, and had the urge to tear his disguise apart. Where's the aloofness that belongs to Mo Sha? In the soul. Mo Sha said. But he's not suitable for this continent now. That's true. After all, you still have to use this identity to walk around the continent. Sima Yue said. I'll go detoxify those people first. I'll go with you. Sima Yue followed her to Shui Qing Man's side, and saw Little Seven talking to her by the water. Adoptive mother, how have you been these 2 days? She walked over and touched Shui Qing Man's scales. You've refined so many pills in advance and have been eating them these 2 days. Shui Qing Man said. What happened to you? Little Seven said you were injured. The gas in my body was out of control, but it's fine now. Sima Yue said. I'll warm the little guy up first. Okay. Shui Qing Man's stomach was close to the water, and Sima Yue walked over and transferred her spiritual energy into her body. The warm gas enveloped the dragon egg that was already formed. The little guy's condition is good. Sima Yue retracted her hand and said to Little Seven. I'll make a little bit for Mulian Exine, and the rest to try. Just give me a little bit. Little Seven nodded, and a piece of snow-white meat that looked like a Ganoderma appeared in her hand. Adoptive mother, rest well. I'll detoxify them. Go ahead. Sima Yue came to an empty space and took out a huge pot. This movement immediately attracted many people. Chapter 964. Crazy Wife. The fifth miss of the Divine Doctor. Boss, what are you doing? Hu Yang saw Sima Yue making these things and asked curiously. Detoxifying your poison. Sima Yue replied as she placed things inside. Detoxifying. Weren't you poisoned by the blood willow tree and unable to cultivate? Sima Yue said. This is the antidote my friend made for you. I don't know if it's useful, but I'll let you try it first. You don't mind being lab rats, right? If it's useful, it won't be an easy task to detoxify so many people. Old Bai said. Of course it's to detoxify the people following us first. Little Seven said. If you follow us out, you'll be part of our sect in the future, so we have to detoxify you first. Otherwise, if we ask you to go out and you can't increase your strength, wouldn't that be a waste? Right, Yu? After saying that, she even smiled at Sima Yue. Sima Yue understood what she meant. Since she said so, she could only nod her head. Thus, the news of treating the people who sought refuge with the sect first spread. Later on, for some reason, it became that they only detoxified the people who sought refuge with the sect. Everyone else understood why they did this. After all, no one would waste resources to detoxify others. Thus, the group of people fell into deep thought. On the other side, Sima Yue was still boiling the soup. She boiled it on a large flame and simmered it on a small flame. After half a day, a big pot of medicine was ready. Sima Yue took out a bowl and scooped a bowl. She looked at Mulian Exine and the rest and asked, who wants to try it first? They didn't know how good Sima Yue's medical skills were, so they didn't have much confidence in this bowl of medicine. I'll do it. Hu Yang went forward and took the bowl and drank it in one gulp. Everyone looked at him, wanting to see his reaction. But this guy didn't have any expression after drinking it. He just stood there in a daze. Big Beard, what's wrong with you? Mulian Exine asked. Hu Yang shook his head and said, I think I can feel the power that's suppressing my spirit energy loosening. So it's working? I think so. Hu Yang turned to Sima Yue and asked, Boss, can I have another bowl? Each person can only have one bowl a day. Sima Yue shook her head. There should be enough for 200 people today. Distribute the medicinal soup. Feng Kai, Shirchun, I'll leave this to you. Old Bai, come here. Let's continue with the detoxification. Sima Yue brought Bai Sheng to the only courtyard that was still intact, and continued to detoxify him. She was prepared to completely detoxify him today. They stayed in the house for a few hours before they were done. When they came out again, Bai Sheng's complexion was completely different. After the people outside drank the medicinal soup, they all felt the suppressive power loosen a little, and all of them were extremely excited. They had not been able to increase their strength for many years. Now that there was hope, they were naturally overjoyed. Sima Yue saw that it was effective and asked them to boil a few more pots, choosing over 2,000 people for the experiment. Those who were not chosen were extremely envious. Don't be anxious, there will be an antidote for everyone. Little Seven said to those people. But the one who is more proactive will be the first to be detoxified. We're very proactive too, someone said. But Yu doesn't have that much antidote. Little Seven said. We can only choose a portion first. Aya, you guys haven't cultivated for so many years, a few more days won't make a difference. If you guys continue to make a fuss, I won't give you the antidote. With her threat, no one dared to say anything. Everyone could see that her position was not ordinary, even higher than Shirchun and the rest. No one dared to disobey her. Moreover, everyone had seen her strength, so it was best not to provoke her. After staying here for a few days, those who were lightly poisoned were completely detoxified in 4 or 5 days. When they felt that the spiritual energy they absorbed would not disappear mysteriously, they almost jumped up in excitement. looking at Sima Yue with tears in their eyes. Previously, we were still saying that this poison was not easy to detoxify. Now that there is an antidote, it feels like this antidote is too easy. Huyang said. If you know what's inside, you'll know how difficult it is to find the antidote. If I didn't have these things by chance, I'm afraid we wouldn't be able to find the antidote in our lifetime. Sima Yue said. The antidote was easy. Just the eye of the earth alone was enough to upgrade the entire antidote to an impossible antidote. If it wasn't for Little Seven's presence, their poison would have followed them for life. These are the antidotes for Heartbreak Valley. Sima Yue said. After eating it, we'll prepare to go back. Those people ate the antidote, but they did not feel any difference in their bodies. Sima Yue, Little Seven, and Wu Lingyu returned to Heartbreak Valley. Vice Sect Leader is back. Seeing Sima Yue, everyone greeted her. You're finally back. I heard that something happened in Bloodfiend City. Are you alright? Auntie looked at Sima Yue, sizing her up. I'm fine. Sima Yue said. We were the ones who caused the incident in Bloodfiend City. What could happen? It's good that you're fine. It's good that you're fine. Auntie, where's Feng? Before Auntie could answer, Shimin Feng flew over. Sister, you're back. I have something to tell you. Sima Yue's expression was solemn, causing Shimin Feng and the rest's hearts to be in suspense. What's wrong? Sima Yue told them about what happened in Bloodfiend City, causing them to widen their eyes. You're saying that there are still tens of thousands of people who are willing to join us? Auntie found her voice after a long time. That's right. Sima Yue said. And the number is still increasing. The more the people in the little realm understood Sima Yue, the more their hearts wavered. Those who originally intended to settle down in the little realm, all wanted to come out and mingle with them. But we can't take care of so many people. Shimin Chi said. We've just started and we haven't had the time to take care of those shops that young Master Qin gave us. If there were so many people all of a sudden, I'm afraid it would be messy. That's right, there are too many people. If we don't handle it well, I'm afraid it would make our matters even messier. They probably won't come out together. Sima Yue said, it would take some time to detoxify them, and during this period of time, we will divide them well. We can start taking over the businesses that Brother Qin gave us. And we can also start digging for the mines. Before I leave, I will build a directional teleportation array to the mines that Rascal 3 gave us, and then dig for the resources over there. The people from Bloodfiend City can't walk around the continent, but they can take some time to dig for the mines. If we let them dig for the mines, will they be willing? We won't let them dig for the mines all the time. In batches, each batch will dig for a period of time. This way, they will have less time to dig and more time to cultivate. Sima Yue said. The spiritual energy near the mines is denser. I think they will be willing. Before you leave, when do you intend to go back? Shimin Feng asked. Gentlemen's Assembly Hall reading website. Chapter 965. I took a year's leave back then, so it's less than a month now, Sima Yue said. I'll leave after most of them are detoxified and distributed. I still need to refine some antidote pills before I leave. So fast. Aunt E and Shimin Chi were surprised. There's something I need to do at the academy, so I have to go back. Sima Yue said. I'll come back after I've settled the things there. Don't worry. Leave this place to us. Shimin Feng said. There are more than 2,000 people who have already taken the antidote. I will let them out in a while and you guys will make arrangements for them. Sima Yue said. If they don't obey, you can let Old Bai take care of them. From what you said, that Old Bai should be a very powerful person. Will he listen to us? Auntie asked. I've already spoken to Old Bai. He will help to manage the sect. Sima Yue said. Don't worry and go look for him. All right. Contact me if you need anything. If you can't get in touch, go to Brother Qin or Xianyuan Pavilion. Sima Yue said. All right. After discussing with everyone, she brought the 2,000 people out of the little realm. Then she went to the spirit pagoda with Wu Lingyu and prepared to refine pills. Little spirit, how is Li Er? Little Spirit and Ling Long appeared together. The two of them could be considered as a pair now. Her condition is stable. Do you want to visit her? Since the situation is good, I won't go. Sima Yue said, Senior brother, and I still have to rush to refine pills. Help me pay attention to the situation outside. Okay. Little Spirit replied and disappeared together with Ling Long. With Wu Lingyu's help, the efficiency of this pill refining was very high. With the two of them added together, they refined more than 1,000 pills in 10 days. The two of them cultivated inside for 100 days and refined more than 10,000 antidote pills. Sima Yue had to admit that Wu Lingyu was better than her. In the same amount of time, he was able to refine more pills than her. His success rate in every furnace was much higher than hers. Moreover, he looked relaxed, but she was a little tired after refining so much. Thinking back to when he was still a soul body, he was already very powerful. Now that his soul and body had merged into one, refining pills would be a piece of cake. More than 10,000 pills, that should be enough, she muttered as she looked at the shelves full of pills. It's enough. You won't call out everyone in the little realm right now. What we're refining right now is what they need. Wu Lingyu said. Sima Yue nodded and kept the elixirs into her space ring. Both of them then left the spirit pagoda. When he saw so many detoxification pills, even Shiman Feng was surprised. He didn't expect them to be able to refine so many in such a short time. These are the antidote pills, and these are the other pills. These are the treasures from the 9th star ocean that Foster Father and the others sent. Sima Yue handed a few space rings to Shiman Feng. Senior brother and I will go and build the mine first. As for the array here. After explaining everything clearly, she let Wu Lingyu bring her to the place on 3rd Mo's map. It's our first time going to this place, so there will be some deviation. Wu Lingyu explained as he brought Sima Yue to an unfamiliar place and realized that this was not their destination. Then this place should be nearby. Sima Yue looked around and said, This place is a little far from Heartbreak Valley. To build a stable space tunnel, the requirements for the array are a little high. It will probably take some time. Sima Yue said, Let's find that mine first. Wu Lingyu recalled the map in his mind, and then flew into the air to observe. He pointed in a direction and said 100,000 kilometers ahead. Then let's go over. Sima Yue said. You trust my judgment so much? Wu Lingyu raised his eyebrows. Of course. Sima Yue said. When I can rely on you, I won't be polite. She was independent, but she knew how to rely on others. She also liked having someone to rely on when she was tired. She also liked not having to think about anything and letting others do everything for her. He was the person she wanted to rely on. After flying 100,000 kilometers in the direction that Wu Lingyu pointed out, they indeed saw the mine that 3rd Mo pointed out. This mine isn't big, but it's enough to support a sect for many years. Sima Yue sighed. That guy gave away such a big mine just like that. It made her feel quite pressured. Are you touched? Wu Lingyu said sourly. Yes, very touched. Sima Yue said. Seeing his long face, she added. But that's the feeling between friends. Then what about me? What about you? What do you think? Are you sure you want to compare yourself to them? Sima Yue asked back. Wu Lingyu narrowed his eyes and looked at her. Seeing the teasing look in her eyes, he grabbed her head and kissed her deeply. Sima Yue was thinking that this was Mo Sha's signature move when this guy kissed her. She was slightly stunned. Then, she put her hands around his neck and took the initiative to return his kiss. After a long while, he finally let go of her. Their lips moved in a flirtatious manner. You're such a torturous little vixen. Wu Lingyu said. Why don't we get married? Get married? Sima Yue was a little surprised that he would bring this up at this time. I want you to be my wife, not just a normal partner. Wu Lingyu said. He wanted her, but he also wanted to give her a complete life. We just started dating. Why are we getting married so early? Sima Yue said. I have to observe carefully and see if you're a competent boyfriend. If you're not, I'll change you. Then you won't have the chance to change. So confident. What if I don't like you one day? If you dare to be with someone else, I'll kill him. If you find someone, I'll kill them. Then you won't be able to change. Wu Lingyu said domineeringly. You're really the Devil King style. So domineering. Although she was criticizing him, she wasn't angry. I've always been this domineering. It's been more than 10 years. Don't you understand? Wu Lingyu played with her hair. I thought that your souls would change a little after fusing. The result didn't change at all. She sighed. The fusion didn't eliminate us. It just merged the two parts. Wu Lingyu said. Our personalities didn't disappear. They were just hidden by me. Anyway, it's the same to me. Sima Yue said. All right, we have to prepare the array. You stay here. I'll set it up for you. Wu Lingyu said. You know how to set up arrays? Sima Yue was a little surprised. This guy knew how to refine pills, refine weapons, tame beasts, and now he knew how to set up arrays? This was an all-rounder from many years ago. Chapter 966. Is there anything you don't know? Sima Yue could not help but ask as she watched Wu Lingyu skillfully setting up the array formation. After living for a long time, I naturally want to dabble in everything. Wu Lingyu set down an array stone and looked up at her. Don't you know everything too? Sima Yue pouted and said. You're so good at everything. There are also things I don't know, Wu Lingyu said. What? Seeker Spirit Master. All right. Sima Yue felt comforted. Wu Lingyu looked at the expression on her face and turned to smile. The two of them fiddled around in the mountain for half a day before they finally finished setting up the array. This array is directly connected to Heartbreak Valley. It will be convenient for them to travel back and forth in the future, Sima Yue said with a smile. Do you want to give it a try? Wu Lingyu extended her hand in invitation. Sure. The two of them stood in the array. Wu Lingyu injected spiritual power to activate the array, and soon returned to Heartbreak Valley. The array of Heartbreak Valley was halfway up the mountain. The light of the array attracted the attention of the people at the foot of the mountain. Seeing Sima Yue and Wu Lingyu come out, everyone knew that they had succeeded. Shimin Qi and the others were at the foot of the mountain. Seeing them return, they flew up. Success. Shimin Qi couldn't hide the excitement on his face. Okay. Sima Yue nodded. You can send someone over now. I'll go make the arrangements now, Shimin Qi said as he prepared to make the arrangements. Uncle Qi, you have to find an experienced person to manage the mine. I know. Go and make the arrangements. I'll go find Feng. Shimin Feng was discussing something with Feng Kai and others. Seeing Sima Yue come in, he waved his hand at her. Sima Yue walked over and asked, What are you guys discussing? We're talking about taking over those shops, Shimin Feng said. Is the array ready? Yes. Uncle Qi has already gone to arrange it, Sima Yue said. Now that the array is settled, I should head back. You have to be careful outside. Shimin Feng looked at Wu Lingyu and said, You have to take care of my sister. Of course, Wu Lingyu said calmly. Oh right, there are a few thousand people who have been successfully detoxified. They even said that they would come out. Old Bai, those people are unruly. You have to restrain them. Sima Yue said. We are not strong enough now. It would be bad if we attract attention. I know, Bai Sheng said. Whoever dares to disobey, I'll take care of him first. Sima Yue smiled and said. I'm leaving then. Big sister, is Lear following you? Shimin Feng asked. Yes. Let her cultivate in the spirit pagoda. I will take good care of her, Sima Yue said. Shimin Feng nodded. It would be best if Lear followed her. They came to an empty space. Sima Yue brought the people from the little realm out, then left Heartbreak Valley with Wu Lingyu. She had already done the initial things. The future development would depend on their management. Wu Lingyu left after sending her to Heavenly City. He had not completely settled his matters. This time, he had rushed over because something happened to Sima Yue. You can head back first. Once I've settled my matters, I will be able to leave, Wu Lingyu said. Sima Yue nodded. He had always been busy. As the holy son of the Sage Pavilion, She was already very satisfied that he could appear by her side when she needed him. Will you be there during the pill competition? Yes. When the time comes, things will be more or less settled. I will be able to accompany you. Wu Lingyu said. Sima Yue heard him say that and smiled, saying, Then you have to remember what you said. Definitely. Wu Lingyu hugged her and gave her a long goodbye kiss. Then he left reluctantly. Sima Yue watched as the space passage closed. Her heart was filled with longing and reluctance. You will not be lovesick in your life. That's why you will be lovesick. That's why you will be lovesick. She smiled after saying that. She didn't understand this in the past. Now she understood how the ancients felt. She came out of the house and used an array to protect the residents. Then she went to the Divine Devil Valley shop to find out more about the Divine Devil Valley. Then she returned to the academy. After a year, this place seemed to have not changed at all. Isn't that Sima Yue? She's finally back after so long. Where did she go? I heard that she took leave after the competition ended. It's been almost a year and she only showed up. I still remember how she looked during the competition. She was so handsome. Where's my male idol? Sima Yue heard this and felt a chill. She quickly ran back to Parting Garden to hide. Those who followed her saw her enter Parting Garden and left reluctantly. Phew, she patted her chest. These people were too scary. Han Miaoshuang heard the commotion and came out of the house. When she saw Sima Yue, she flew down and hugged her. She cried, Little junior brother, you're finally back. I missed you so much. If you didn't come back, I would have gone to look for you. Sima Yue patted her back and said, Did you miss me or did you want me to come back and cook for you? Both. Han Miaoshuang said honestly. I think you want me to cook for you more. Sima Yue pulled away the hand around her neck and asked, Where's senior brother? I don't know. He should be cleaning the courtyard. They didn't see him in the front yard. They went to the backyard to take a look. There was still no one there. Where is he? Han Miaoshuang asked in surprise. Sima Yue shrugged. If you don't know, I don't know either. At this time, there was a commotion outside. The two of them went to the front yard and saw Su Xiaoxiao walking in. Little junior brother is back? Su Xiaoxiao was surprised to see Sima Yue and said happily, Senior brother, where did you go? Instructor Mao asked me to go over and ask when you'll be back. He asked if he could contact you. We're just talking about you and you're already back. I still have to inform Director Mao, said Su Xiao. Isn't there still some time left? Why is he in such a hurry to find me? Sima Yue was surprised. He said he wanted to go over early. Su Xiaoxiao said, Since you're back, you should pack up. We'll be leaving soon. After he finished speaking, he turned and left. Han Miaoshuang pouted and said, You haven't rested yet. Let's not care about that. Let's go and eat something good to celebrate your return. After she finished speaking, she pulled her to the backyard. This guy, was he here to welcome her back or for her to satisfy his cravings? But no matter what, they hadn't seen each other for a long time. They should have a good gathering. Su Xiaoxiao came back very quickly. He told them that Mao Sanquan said that they would be leaving in 2 days. He asked them to rest well and prepare for it. Sima Yue was helpless. Sigh, she just came back and had to start running again. Chapter 967. The next day, Mao Sanquan called Sima Yue to his office. She knocked on the door and entered. When she saw Mao Sanquan, she called out, Director Mao. Mao Sanquan was looking out of the window. When he heard Sima Yue's words, he turned around and said, You're back. Is everything settled? Yes, Sima Yue replied. What can I do for you? Let me show you something. Mao Sanquan said, Look at this. He took out a box from the drawer. Inside the box was a black medicinal herb. Dragonbeard grass? Why is it in this color? Sima Yue recognized the herb and asked in surprise when she saw the black color. Something else has happened in Cloudsea City. This is a mutated grass that we found outside. Mao Sanquan explained. To make the dragon's beard turn into this color? What is it? Sima Yue picked it up and sniffed it lightly. A disgusting smell assaulted her nostrils. Right now, we still don't know what caused it. Not only the plants, even the spirit beasts have become crazy, Mao Sanquan said. When the people from the ghost realm invaded last time, the spirit beasts also went crazy. Could it be that the ghost clan is behind this again? Sima Yue asked. We can't rule out this possibility, but we can't be sure either. Mao Sanquan said, the ghost realm, the devil realm, and the human race's poison could all be the cause of this. Where is this from? Where is Cloud Ocean City? Sima Yue asked. You don't know Cloud Ocean City? No one told me. That's where the pill competition will be held. Mao Sanquan said. This place is known as the Holy Land of Alchemists, but not everyone is qualified to go there. How could something like this happen in this place? Or before the elixir competition? Sima Yue asked. We also feel that it's rather strange, but no one could find out the reason. Now is a crucial time. I believe that this kind of thing is definitely not a coincidence. Mao Sanquan said, so we have to go there in advance and see if we can help. Based on the way the academy does things, they wouldn't take the initiative to do these things, right? Sima Yue teased. The Dan Alliance requested it. It has already been delayed for a few days. If we delay any longer, we probably won't even have to wait for the competition. They will directly kick us out. Mao Sanquan said helplessly. Sima Yue looked at him and knew that he must have been delaying and delaying. Now he couldn't delay any longer. She suddenly thought of a question and asked, why are you telling me this? One is to let you all be mentally prepared. Mao Sanquan glanced at her. The second reason is because before your master left, he said that if there was anything special, I could look for you. You're looking for me. Sima Yue widened her eyes. What was the point of looking for her, when even the school could not solve the problem? I don't know why they said that either, but Old Su and Old Ge both said something similar. Mao Sanquan said. Take this thing back first. If you can think of a way, then do it. If you can't, then forget it. Let those old guys have a headache. Sima Yue took the box and walked out. When she came downstairs, she leaned against the wall alone and stared at the sky in a daze. Master, Teacher Ge, she took out Gelang's life token. It was still warm, which meant that he was fine. He was with Su Jin, which meant that Su Jin should be fine too, right? She sighed. Su Jin's life token was still in Jiang Junxian's hands, so she had no way of knowing his situation directly. Eldest senior brother, is Master doing well? She muttered a few words. Suddenly, there was a fluctuation in the air. Sima Yue thought that someone would come out, but she didn't expect that it was just a space tunnel. Yue, are you willing to come over for a gathering? De Wei's voice came from inside. De Wei and the others were looking for her? Why didn't they come over directly, but instead used this method? She believed that they wouldn't hurt her. She gathered her emotions and entered the space tunnel. She came to the teleportation array that led outside the school. This time, the two did not play chess in the pavilion. Instead, they sat upright and waited for her arrival. Greetings to the two teachers. Sima Yue bowed to the two of them. De Wei waved his hand and said, don't call us teachers, we're not teachers of the school. Then why are you guys in the school? Sima Yue was very surprised, but what she didn't understand was why they were telling her this. We made a bet with old Yuan and lost. We agreed to guard the school for a few decades. De Wei said. Sima Yue nodded in understanding. She was very confused before. De Wei and Xiao Wei clearly had high attainments in arrays, so why were they guarding the array here? Now she finally knew that it was because they lost a bet. Then why are you guys looking for me? De Wei and Xiao Wei looked at each other. In the end it was De Wei who asked, did you get an array book? Sima Yue's heart skipped a beat. She suddenly thought of the book that Wu Lingyu gave her. Did they know that she had the book? She thought about it a few times, but her expression did not change. She smiled and said, I have an array book. I learned a lot of arrays from the book. My array master rarely has time to teach me. Why? De Wei shook his head when he heard Sima Yue laughing at them. You know that's not what we're talking about. Then what is it? Sima Yue asked. Do you have the origin of arrays? Xiao Wei asked directly. Origin of arrays? Sima Yue blinked and asked, "What book is that?" "The Holy Book of Arrays," Xiao Wei said. Sima Yue wanted to deny it, but De Wei interrupted her and said, "You don't have to deny it. You were able to set up the dragon trapping array in the dark forest, which means that the book is with you. The complete dragon trapping array has been lost. The only record is in the origin of arrays." Sima Yue saw that they were so certain, and did not say anything else. However, she did not admit it directly and only replied, "I did get a book on arrays, but I don't know if it's the one you're talking about. After all, the book is very old and it doesn't even have a name. Can we take a look at it?" Xiao Wei's eyes lit up as he asked excitedly. "No." Sima Yue refused. "That book was given to me by my senior. I can't just show it to anyone. I think that the two teachers won't force me to do anything in the academy, right?" Fan Lei and Mao San Quan were still in the academy. They would definitely not let them bully her. "Don't worry, we don't want to steal your book." De Wei saw that Sima Yue was suddenly very alert and explained. They had thought about it before, but after they understood her better, they gave up on the idea. Sima Yue did not reply. She did not intend to ask what they wanted to do. She just stared straight at them. Chapter 968. You don't have to be so nervous. De Wei said, "We're not bad people." Sima Yue looked at Little Wei and said, "It's hard to say. There is no absolute boundary between good and bad." De Wei sighed and said, "Do you know what kind of book The Origin of Arrays is?" Sima Yue shrugged. "Is there a need to guess from the name? Isn't it about formations?" "Do you know where it came from?" Big Wei asked. "I don't know. Even if he knew, he wouldn't say it." "Then do you know about the 100 changing doors?" "I have." "What about its history?" De Wei asked again. "I know a little," Sima Yue said. "I only heard that they used to be a big force in the outer region. Later on they moved to the middle region, and not long after they went to the inner region. It's gone? That's all. Our sect has always kept a low profile, so the world doesn't know much about us," Big Wei said. "You guys are from the 100 changing doors." Sima Yue squinted her eyes. She did not expect them to be so mysterious. "Yes," De Wei admitted, "the 100 changing doors is the originator of array sects. And The Origin of Array Formations is a book passed down by the founder of the sect. There are many lost formations recorded in it." Sima Yue believed him because Feng Zhixing had said something similar before. "But that has nothing to do with me," she said with a shrug. "No, you're wrong." Big Wei shook his head. "If the origin of array formations is in your hands, then you're definitely related to us. Why? Since you've received the legacy of our founder, you're naturally one of us. Unless you're willing to return the book to us," Xiao Wei said directly. Thinking about how Wu Lingyu had been trapped in the array formation for more than a year in order to find this book for her, she could not give this book to anyone else. "The book in my hand was given to me by someone. I can't just give it away." Big Wei and Little Wei were not surprised by her answer. "Then you can only follow us back to the sect," Little Wei said. "I have my own life and things to do. I can't go back with you," Sima Yue rejected directly. When Xiao Wei heard this, he immediately bristled. "That's not up to you." "Really?" Sima Yue looked at the sky and said, "If I don't go, are you going to take me away by force? We know that you are very powerful, and we don't want to be your enemy, so you don't have to be so hostile towards us," Big Wei said. "It's not that I want to be your enemy, but that teacher Xiao Wei has such thoughts, right?" Sima Yue said. "You can't hide the greed in your eyes." Big Wei glared at Little Wei and explained to Sima Yue with a smile, "You misunderstood. That's not what he meant. He's just a little excited to know that you have the origin of arrays." "That's because I'm in school, right?" Sima Yue retorted. "If we were outside, I think you would have already attacked me. How could that be?" Big Wei said, "You have received the inheritance of our ancestors, and your status is much higher than ours. We can't be disrespectful to you, and we definitely won't attack you." Sima Yue laughed coldly, not believing their words. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave. After saying this, she turned to leave. You can't leave, Xiao Wei shouted anxiously. When he saw that Sima Yue was determined to leave, he waved his hand and a ray of array light trapped her in place. Is this what you meant when you said that you won't attack me? Sima Yue turned around and scolded the two of them. Xiao Wei, what are you doing? Big Wei didn't expect Xiao Wei to attack Sima Yue and scolded. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Xiao Wei stood up from his seat and said to Sima Yue, we wanted to give you a few years to think about it, but we have to leave now. We can't delay any longer. You can either come with us today, or hand over the book. Sima Yue looked at him and sneered. I can't give you the book. I can't go with you either. That's not up to you. Is that so? Director Mao Fan, after listening for so long. You won't just watch me get taken away, right? Sima Yue looked at the sky. The space tunnel opened, and Fan Lei and Mao Sanquan walked out. Big Wei's pupils shrank. They didn't realize that Mao Sanquan and Fan Lei were there all along. What was even more surprising was that they had been monitoring Sima Yue's movements today, and were sure that when she came over, Mao Sanquan and the rest didn't follow. Sima Yue couldn't have known beforehand. In other words, he and Xiao Wei didn't notice the situation in the sky, but Sima Yue did. She was even more sensitive to space than they were. Just how terrifying was his perception? Big Wei, Xiao Wei, Old Yuan has already asked you to leave, you can leave now. Mao Sanquan said. I was wondering why you were waiting here, so you were waiting for Yue. Fan Lei said. We already said that you can't force her. Why, are you going back on your words now? Sima Yue listened to Fan Lei's words. It seemed like they already knew that Big Wei and the rest were plotting something against her, but didn't tell her. Moreover, Big Wei and the rest should have left long ago. The only reason why they didn't leave was because she had applied for leave, and they didn't know where she was, so they could only wait here. We aren't going back on our words. We are just communicating with her, Big Wei said. Then what do you mean by this? Mao Sanquan looked at the array that trapped Yue with dissatisfaction. Big Wei glanced at Xiao Wei, and Xiao Wei unwillingly kept the array. With Mao Sanquan and Fan Lei here, it was impossible for them to take Sima Yue away today. Yue, even if you don't come with us today, there will be people looking for you in the future. I hope that you can think carefully during this period of time, and make the right choice when the time comes, Big Wei said. If you join my 100 changing doors, we will definitely not let you disgrace your talent. Sima Yue's impression of Big Wei wasn't bad. Hearing what he said, she nodded, saying, I will consider it. Big Wei took out a temporary array, opened it, and left with Xiao Wei. After they left, Sima Yue bowed to Mao Sanquan and Fan Lei, saying, Many thanks to Principal Fan and Instructor Mao for saving me. This 100 changing doors has not been peaceful recently, and seems to be splitting into two. They want to pull you back as a bargaining chip. Mao Sanquan said. No wonder they said they would go back early. Big Wei and Xiao Wei have been in the school for so many years, and have some feelings for each other, so they are easy to talk to. If other people came, it wouldn't be so easy to deal with them. Fan Lei said. It's best that you don't act alone in the future, or else you might be in danger. Sima Yue nodded. If these people couldn't bring her back, then they would have their eyes on the books. If she wasn't careful, she would be in danger again. Chapter 969. What? Those two fellows dared to have designs on you. They even wanted to force you? Why didn't you call me? I'll beat them up so that their parents won't be able to recognize them. Let's see how they'll force you. Little Seven's voice came from the courtyard. Her little face was filled with anger. Don't be agitated. Sima Yue pulled her up from the chair, regretting telling them. When she came back, Little Seven and the others asked her why she was gone for so long. She told them about Big Wei and Little Wei asking her to go. She didn't expect Little Seven to explode. Those two fellows usually look shifty. They're really not good people. Little Seven said. You, I'll go wherever you go next time. If I was there today, let's see if those two fellows dared to lay their hands on you. Okay. I'll bring you along next time. Don't be so agitated now. Eat a spirit fruit to calm down. Sima Yue put a spirit fruit in her mouth, successfully stopping her. I think Principal Fan and the others are right. You better not act alone in the future. Su Xiaoxiao frowned and said. Although not many people know about the 100 changing doors, everyone knows that they're very powerful. If they have designs on you, I'm afraid they won't give up on you. I know that too, Sima Yue said helplessly. But that book was given to me by senior brother. In order to find this book for me, he was trapped for more than a year and almost lost his life. How can I hand it over just because it's dangerous? Then what about joining them? Han Miaoshuang said. You said it yourself, they want you to go back with them. Yes, go back. If I go back, I might not be able to come out. Sima Yue said. Not many people know about the 100 changing doors. Part of the reason is that their disciples don't move around the continent. But I have my own things to do. I can't go back with them. That's true, Han Miaoshuang said. Then we can only counter soldiers with arms and water with an earthweir. Speaking of which, how's the establishment of your force? I didn't hear you talk about it. You said that we'll join too. It's built. Everything is on the right track, Sima Yue said. Let me tell you guys, we did something big again. Little Seven said proudly. Sima Yue's mouth twitched. What did he mean by did something big? They didn't do anything like murder or robbery. Why didn't you bring us along? Han Miaoshuang stared at them. Do you know what the biggest thing is recently? Little Seven asked mysteriously. The biggest thing? Han Miaoshuang narrowed her eyes and thought for a while. Then she grabbed Little Seven's shoulders with both hands and said, Damn it, the incident in Blood Fiend City wasn't caused by you guys, right? Hearing this, Su Xiaoxiao also looked over in surprise. Don't be so agitated. That's not entirely because of us. Little Seven was frightened by Han Miaoshuang's expression and said, It's not entirely because of you guys. Does that mean that you guys did it? Han Miaoshuang said excitedly. Right, we did it when we went to recruit people. Little Seven said. Tell me, what did you guys do? Little Seven then told them everything that happened in Blood Fiend City, which made Su Xiaoxiao and Han Miaoshuang stunned. Damn it, I already said that there would be something fun to follow you guys. You guys actually didn't bring us along for such a big thing. Han Miaoshuang cried out. Hee hee, you guys know about it now. Little Seven patted her shoulders and said, Don't be so agitated. I'll bring you guys along next time. But we didn't have any experience in the past, Han Miaoshuang said gloomily. The past is the past. There's no use thinking about it. It's better to look forward to the future. Little Seven patted her shoulders and said earnestly. Oh. Han Miaoshuang was speechless. This guy was really asking for a beating. If you want to experience things, you should be more interested in what happened next. Sima Yue saw her helpless expression and said with a smile. What happened next? What happened? Did Instructor Mao tell you something? Su Xiaoxiao sensed something. Yes. Sima Yue said. Take a look at this. She took out the dragonbeard grass and passed it to Su Xiaoxiao. How did the dragonbeard grass become like this? And it's so smelly. Han Miaoshuang covered her nose and waved her hand. She looked at the dragonbeard grass in disgust. This was given to me by Instructor Mao. Sima Yue said. You can even tell what's going on. Han Miaoshuang and Su Xiaoxiao looked at it carefully and shook their heads, saying, I haven't seen it before. I have to study it carefully. Where did this come from? Instructor Mao said that this is a medicinal herb near Cloud Sea City. Sima Yue said. Not only the medicinal herb, but also the spirit beasts. Cloud Sea City? Is it for the alchemy competition? Su Xiaoxiao guessed. I don't know. It's said that the Alchemist Guild and Pill Subdivision are helpless. They're gathering all the major forces to discuss countermeasures. It's because of this that we have to go in advance. If it's really found near Cloud Sea City, then it's very likely that it's for the alchemy competition. Han Miaoshuang said. Little junior brother, didn't you find anything? Su Xiaoxiao asked. Sima Yue shrugged, saying, I can't. People from the Devil Realm and Ghost Realm can cause such a situation. So can poison. Su Xiaoxiao pinched off a jade leaf and found that it was black inside, saying, "Seems like it's not just the surface. Even the inside is black. This means that it's infected." "Then let's study what this is," Han Miaoshuang said. "Little junior brother, do you want to come along?" "I won't be going. I'll leave early tomorrow morning. I have something to settle." Sima Yue declined. "All right then. Xiao Xiao, let's go study it," Han Miaoshuang said as she went to the alchemy room with Su Xiaoxiao. "Yu, where are we going?" Little Seven asked. "Spirit Pagoda." Little Spirit saw the thing in Sima Yue's hand and was stunned. After a while he found his voice. "Master, is this really divine scar?" "Yes." Sima Yue said. "Senior brother gave it to me before. I was so busy that I forgot about it. Now let's plant it." As she spoke, she wanted to break open the red gem. "Don't!" Little Spirit shouted. "What don't you want?" Sima Yue looked at him strangely. "Don't touch it. Leave this thing to me. Don't touch it." Little Spirit shouted and ran over to snatch the gem. He looked at Sima Yue vigilantly, afraid that she would snatch it away. Why are you overreacting?" Sima Yue looked at him in confusion. Little Spirit carefully protected the divine scar seed and waved at her, saying, "Leave this thing to me. You're so rough you'll break it. Don't bother about it in the future." Chapter 970. Sima Yue was speechless. What was this guy's reaction? In any case, she was someone who loved medicinal herbs. How could he say that she was rude? But seeing how nervous he was, she couldn't take it back by force. "Do you know how to grow this?" "I'm sure I know more than you," Little Spirit said. "You don't have to worry about this, just leave it to me." "Do you know what this thing is for?" "I know. It's for your aunt," Little Spirit said. "Don't worry, leave it to me. I won't joke about your matters." Sima Yue saw that he was not joking, so she nodded and said, "Then I'll leave it to you. You have to plant it well." "I know." After Little Spirit finished speaking, he took the ring and left. "Hey, my ring." Sima Yue finally remembered that Little Spirit had taken her ring as well. "I'll return this thing to you later." Little Spirit's voice resounded, not even showing his face. Sima Yue thought that it was still early to leave, so she went to the alchemy room to refine pills for 2 days. In the past 2 years she had been very busy. Apart from those medicinal pills that she needed, she basically did not have much time to practice other things. She also did not make much progress towards level 8. Fortunately, she had a strong foundation and hadn't lagged behind in the past 2 years. The next morning, when she came out of the Spirit Pagoda, Su Xiaoxiao and the others also came out of the alchemy room. "Senior brother, senior sister, how is your research going?" "I don't have a clue," Han Miaoshuang said. "I can't figure out what it is. Even the people from the Alchemist Guild and the Dan Alliance can't figure it out. It's normal for you guys to not have any results in just one night. Don't be discouraged," Sima Yue comforted. "Did you know that there wouldn't be any results, so you didn't go?" Han Miaoshuang thought of something and asked. Sima Yue smiled, but did not say anything. "Wow, you knew there wouldn't be any results. Why didn't you remind us?" Han Miaoshuang glared at her unhappily. "Both of you were in the mood at that time. Even if I told you, you wouldn't have listened to me," Sima Yue said. "Why should I waste my breath?" "How are you doing?" Su Xiaoxiao handed her the box with the dragon's beard grass and asked. "It's just a small matter. I've already settled it," Sima Yue said. "Let's pack up and go look for Director Mao." "Yes." Before leaving the courtyard, Sima Yue set up a barrier to protect the courtyard. No outsiders would invade this place, but the barrier could prevent the dust from wreaking havoc. They arrived at Mao Sanquan's office. Other than Mao Sanquan and Fan Lei, there were also a few other teachers and students. After waiting for them to enter, Mao Sanquan said, "Now that everyone is here, let's get moving. Old Fan, I'll leave the matters of the academy to you." Fan Lei nodded. Mao Sanquan opened a spatial tunnel and let the students enter first. Sima Yue and the rest were late, so they could only follow behind. Fan Lei walked over to them and instructed. All of you should be mentally prepared for what's going to happen in the city. Don't even think about charging forward if you encounter any danger. Just follow behind us. Those old fellows will take care of things over there. Little 7, you have to be careful too. Don't let anyone discover your identity. Yes, Dean Fan. We'll remember. Sima Yue listened to his advice. If anything happened, they would definitely not charge forward. Go. After everyone had left, Mao Sanquan urged Sima Yue and the rest to enter the spatial tunnel. Take good care of these students. They are all elites in alchemy, Fan Lei said to Mao Sanquan. I know. Mao Sanquan responded, then turned around and entered the spatial tunnel. After he entered, the tunnel slowly closed up. Fan Lei was a little worried that something would happen to Mao Sanquan. But the academy still needed him to take care of things. Yuan Xiaojie and the rest had not returned, so he could only take care of them. Old Mao, you have to control your temper. He sighed, closed the door and left. When Sima Yue and the rest came out of the space, they were in an ice field. This is Cloud Sea City? Someone asked. No. A teacher shook his head and said, this is the ice field south of Cloud Sea City. Where is this Cloud Sea City? It feels like we've been in the void for a long time. Yeah, Cloud Sea City is not marked on the map. I don't even know where it is. Why do you know so much? A teacher reprimanded. You'll know when it's time. The two students who spoke were reprimanded and lowered their heads in embarrassment. Sima Yue thought for a while. According to the time they spent in the void, this place was at least 1 billion kilometers away from the academy. She did not know where it was. Dean Mao, is this where the incident happened? A teacher asked. No. Cloud Sea City. We'll go to Cloud Sea City first. Mao Sanquan called out a flying beast and got everyone on it. The students who followed them did not know what happened, but when they saw the serious expression on the teachers' faces, they could not help but ask. Teacher Wei, what did you say just now? Is it related to us coming here early? That teacher Wei was called Wei Zheng. He was one of the more reputable alchemist teachers. His status and strength were slightly inferior to Su Jin. He glanced at Mao Sanquan, and when he noticed that Mao Sanquan didn't give him any meaningful glances, he said to the students, something has happened in Ocean of Cloud City. The plants that grow in the surroundings have been corrupted, and the spirit beasts have become rather violent. We don't know if it's because of the alchemy competition, but the Pill subdivision asked us to come here early to solve this problem. Everyone listened quietly to Wei Zheng's story and fell into deep thought. Something that even the Pill subdivision couldn't figure out? Would it be useful to ask them to go? Dean Mao, this feels a little strange. A student said. Even the Alchemist Guild and the Pill subdivision couldn't solve it. Why did they ask us to come? It's very strange. But we don't know the exact situation until we get there. Mao Sanquan said. Then is it possible that someone pretended to be from the Pill subdivision to pass the message? Han Miaoshuang asked. I know the person who came to pass the message. He's from the Pill subdivision. Mao Sanquan said. He directly listens to the vice leader's orders. He won't be bribed by others. He won't be bribed. Maybe the vice leader was bribed. Little 7 suddenly blurted out. Seeing that everyone was looking at her, she chuckled and said, I'm just saying it casually. No matter what the situation is, we'll know once we go and take a look. Wei Zheng said. How long until we reach Cloud Sea City? We'll be there after passing through this ice field. 3 days later, they finally flew out of the ice field and saw a city above the clouds. Chapter 971. Read 336. A city above the clouds. The students were all astonished. That's not a city above the clouds. Little 7 said. It's clearly a city on a mountain. How is it above the clouds? On the mountain? Can a city be built on a mountain? That's a city, not a house, and not a small courtyard of a sect. Someone refuted. Believe it or not. Little 7 didn't want to argue with them. In her eyes, these people were all ants. There was no need to bother with them. Those people didn't dare to say anything when they saw Little Seven's attitude. After all, they had seen the billboard competition. With her combat strength, no one wanted to provoke her. If he was sent flying by her punch, he would be asking for trouble. Ocean of Cloud City really is a mountain, Wei Zheng said. Actually, it can't be called a mountain. It's a plateau. Because of the high altitude, clouds have accumulated around it, so it looks like it's built on the clouds. That's why it's called Cloud Sea City. I see. This place doesn't belong to the middle region, right? Sima Yue said. If it was someone else who said this, Mao Sanquan would definitely roll his eyes. But seeing that it was her, he just faintly replied. N. But it shouldn't be the inner region. Little Seven said. Have you been to the inner region? Sima Yue asked her with a smile. I might have been there before, but I don't remember. Little Seven said. The other students couldn't help but glance at Little Seven. They were very curious about her identity. They were all guessing in their hearts that she should be a mythical beast with a high bloodline. It's neither the inner area nor the outer area. Looks like this city is a rather independent place. Sima Yue guessed. I wonder what kind of experts we'll encounter here. I heard that many people from the inner regions will participate. Han Miaoshuang said. Who knows, you might meet some unexpected people. Someone who surprised me? Sima Yue was stunned. She didn't know who it was that could surprise her. I'm just guessing. Han Miaoshuang said. I heard that the geniuses from the inner regions are all coming. Geniuses against geniuses. I wonder how it will feel. Look at your senior brother yourself. Him? Let's see how he feels. I'm still looking forward to seeing you clash with those geniuses. Han Miaoshuang said. Perhaps those geniuses would come as well. If they saw Sima Yue, who knew what would happen. I think we should think about what happened before the competition, Su Xiao said. Director Fan is right. No matter what happens, the higher-ups will take care of it. We don't need to worry. Sima Yue said. We just need to protect ourselves. Exactly. Han Miaoshuang said. It's not like you don't know what kind of people from the Pill subdivision are. We don't need to care about that. We're almost at the city gate. Stop talking, Wei Zheng reminded. Sima Yue looked at Wei Zheng's cautious manner. It seemed that the Academy's position in the Alchemy Guild was not very high. It made sense. The Alchemy Guild and the Alchemist Guild valued the results of alchemy. Although the Imperial Institute had a high status on the mainland, it did not mean that they had a high status here. Flying over the clouds, they came to the city wall. The guards on the city wall saw them and said coldly, Invitation. Mao Sanquan took out an invitation and opened it. A red light shone from it and formed the shape of a pill furnace in the air. The invitation is real. Open the city gate. As soon as the guard said that, the city gate below opened. Mao Sanquan put away the invitation and let everyone in. After entering the city gate, Sima Yue asked Han Miaoshuang softly, Senior sister, why do we need an invitation to come here? Because this competition is more important. Not everyone can come just because they want to. You must have an invitation from the Alchemist Guild to come in. Han Miaoshuang explained. There's such a thing. A student at the side heard and exclaimed in surprise. They have to verify it like this every time. They didn't in the past. Maybe something happened. Han Miaoshuang said. Soon they knew the reason for this. When they arrived at the inn to stay, they heard the people in the hall discussing what happened in Cloud Sea City recently. Do you guys think that the person who stole the top-grade Bodhi mushroom from the Alchemist Guild is still in the city? I don't think so. If I had that treasure, I would have escaped long ago. But didn't they seal the city gate the moment they realized that the Bodhi mushroom was missing? Besides the people who went out to settle the matter, no one else went out of the city. Since that person could use a fake invitation to come in, he might be able to blend in with the crowd and leave. No, the number of people who went out and came back these 2 days was the same. You even know this. Of course. Did you forget that my brother is a city guard? He was on duty these few days. He told me when he came back. That means that person is still in Cloud Sea City. If we can catch him, we can go to the Alchemist Guild to get the reward. Hee hee, I wonder who is so daring. You guys are stupid. If I find out who stole it, I will kill him and snatch the Bodhi mushroom. Hee hee, if you dare to snatch it, the Alchemist Guild will chop you into pieces. I will snatch it secretly. The guild won't know. You don't understand. The Bodhi mushroom's aura is not easy to hide. It needs a special method to completely isolate it. Otherwise, even if it is placed in the interspatial ring, the smell will still spread out. At that time, you won't be able to hide it. Sima Yoyue's expression changed when she heard about the Bodhi mushroom. This was a good thing. It could be said to be a treasure in the medicine industry. It was said that it could bring people back to life. It was even more powerful than the golden snake fruit. If she could get it, hee hee. The Alchemist Guild must be having a headache right now. The matter in the south hasn't been settled, and now this happened. I wonder if this year's alchemy competition will be postponed. Let's wait and see. Mao San Quan and the rest finished the check-in procedures and came to them. You guys go back to your rooms and rest. We will go out for a while. Sima Yue and the rest took the keys and followed the waiter upstairs. Mao San Quan and Wei Zheng went out. Bodhi mushroom. I wonder who is so capable to be able to get this from the Alchemist Guild. If it is given to me, I will eat it. No one will be able to find it. Little Seven giggled. Sima Yue smiled. Little Seven liked to eat all kinds of elixirs. This was something she knew from the first time she met her. After evolving, she ate less. Thinking about it, it was probably because she didn't evolve at that time, so she needed to absorb energy from the elixirs. Sima Yue chose the room at the side. Little Seven originally arranged for Han Miaoshuang to stay in the room. In the end, she insisted on staying with Sima Yue, so everyone let her be. Sima Yue opened the door and went in. She immediately felt something was wrong and shouted coldly. Who is it? Chapter 972. The black figure hiding in the house heard Sima Yue's voice and walked out of the house. Sima Yue was shocked when she saw who it was. Shameless Third, why are you here? Something happened. Third Mo clutched his chest as blood seeped out from between his fingers. Are you hurt? Sima Yue went over to support him. Why are you bleeding so much? Bang bang bang. Before Third Mo could say anything, there was a knock on the door. Little junior brother, did something happen? Han Miaoshuang asked at the door. No. What's wrong? Sima Yue denied when she saw Third Mo shaking his head. Little Xiao seemed to have heard your voice just now. I thought something happened to you. Han Miaoshuang said. Since you're fine, then we'll head back. When Sima Yue heard them leave, she heaved a sigh of relief. She turned to look at Third Mo and asked, what exactly happened? Why are you here? And why are you injured so badly? This is not the place to talk. Third Mo hinted. Sima Yue set up an enchantment in the room before bringing him and Little Seven into the Spirit Pagoda. After arriving at the Spirit Pagoda, Third Mo finally relaxed and knelt down on one knee. Sima Yue and Little Seven hurriedly supported him. Seeing that his wound was still bleeding, they grabbed his hand and started to take his pulse. You're poisoned. The results of the examination surprised her. She quickly took out a detoxification pill and fed it to him. Then she gave him a healing pill. Third Mo ate her pill and said with a smile, only your pills taste as good as sugar pills. You're still in the mood to joke at a time like this. Sima Yue's face darkened. What's wrong with you? Don't laugh at me, or I'll get angry. Third Mo was helped to a chair and sat down. He said, as you can see, I was injured. With your abilities, how could you be so severely injured? He even poisoned you to prevent you from healing. Don't tell me that you just got into a fight because you don't like him. Sima Yue glared at him. Normal people don't have this kind of poison. This is poison from the Alchemist Guild. Third Mo said. As expected. She had guessed right from the start that the Alchemist Guild would have that kind of poison. And she had guessed correctly. What the hell is going on? Ah! Xiaoqi suddenly cried out. You're not the one who stole the Bodhi Ganoderma, are you? Third Mo nodded. You went to steal the Bodhi mushroom? Sima Yue exclaimed in surprise. What about that thing? Little Seven's eyes lit up as she looked at him. I didn't bring it out, Third Emo said. What do you mean? Little Seven asked. The item is still in the Alchemist Guild. It's just that I hid it. Third Emo laughed. Those fellows thought that I brought it out, and are searching the entire city for it. You're still laughing at this time. If you didn't meet me, you would have died from the blood loss. Sima Yue stretched out her hand and poked his head, expressing her unhappiness. Didn't I meet you? Third Emo didn't feel the slightest bit of nervousness from a brush with death. How did you know that we would be here? Xiaoqi asked. Third Emo shook his head helplessly. I don't know. You don't know? Then how did you? Is it such a coincidence? Third Emo said. It is indeed quite a coincidence. I was being chased and had just escaped here. I didn't expect to meet you guys. I was also very surprised at that time. Sima Yue heard him say this and her gaze darkened. She said, We'll talk about the details later. I need to go out for a while. Go out for what? Xiaoqi asked. Those people lost him here, so they'll definitely send someone to investigate. There's still the smell of blood in the house. I need to go out and deal with it. Sima Yue said. It's too late. Someone came to the inn to search. Little Spirit's voice sounded. The faces of the three people in the Spirit Pagoda sank. A group of guards wearing the Alchemist Guild's uniform came in from outside, shocking the people in the lobby into silence. They curiously watched them pass through the crowd. Where's the shopkeeper? The guard commander shouted. Here, here. A fat man ran out from behind and bowed while saying, Great Commander Luo, how come you have time to come to this small shop today? Luo Ming glanced at him and said, Did you see any injured people coming here? Injured people? The shopkeeper thought for a while and said, I didn't see any injured people coming in. Waiter, did you see them? No, only the people from the heavenly sect came in today. No one else came. The waiter said. The people from the heavenly sect came? Luo Ming narrowed his eyes and said, We are capturing the person who stole the Bodhi mushroom. He escaped to this area and disappeared without a trace. Now we have to search the rooms, especially the rooms of the heavenly sect. We have to search carefully to prevent them from colluding with that person. Do you understand? Yes, Commander. Go search. Luo Ming waved his hand, and the other guards all ran to the rooms upstairs. Boom! Those guards had just reached the second floor when they heard an explosion coming from the room at the side. The door was broken by the aftermath of the explosion. Cough, cough. Cough, cough. A coughing sound came from the room. The people from the next room rushed out and rushed to that room. Junior brother, what happened to you? Han Miaoshuang looked at the white smoke in the room and asked in surprise. Why did it explode? Are you all okay? Cough, cough. Sima Yue waved her hand and wanted to wash away the smoke in the room, but it was still choking. Su Xiaoxiao went to open the window, and the smoke in the room dissipated a little. You're injured. Han Miaoshuang saw that Sima Yue's arm was dark red and cried out. I'm fine. Sima Yue took out a pill and ate it. The wound quickly stopped bleeding. What happened? Luo Ming walked in with 2 guards. He subconsciously frowned when he smelled the blood in the room. The shopkeeper also came in and saw the messy room from the explosion and said, What are you all doing? How did the room get blown to this extent? Sima Yue shifted her gaze to Little Seven and said, Come here. Little Seven lowered her head and walked over shyly saying, Yu, I was wrong. How many times have I told you, you can't touch my things? Are you happy now? Hiss. Sima Yue was agitated and pulled on her wound. It hurt so much that she gasped. It's a good thing you dodged quickly. Otherwise, you would have been blown away. Everyone saw the wreckage of the table and the broken glass jar on the floor, and understood what happened in the room. Are you all from the heavenly sect? Luo Ming looked at everyone and asked coldly. Chapter 973. Sima Yue could tell from Luo Ming's tone that he wasn't a friendly person, and seemed to have some enmity towards the Sky Heaven School. Yes, we are all from the heavenly sect, a student replied. Luo Ming glanced at the room, then went to Sima Yue and said, of all times to get injured, it's really strange that you got injured at this time. Sima Yue blinked and looked at him in confusion. What do you mean? What's wrong with my injury? It's not a big deal that you're injured, but it's a big deal that you're injured in this place at this time, Luo Ming said meaningfully. Luo Ming, what do you mean? Han Miaoshuang glared at Luo Ming, dissatisfied with his eccentric manner. Miss Han, we meet again. Luo Ming seemed to have just noticed Han Miaoshuang. No, you're no longer the young miss of the Han family, right, Han Miaoshuang? Even if I'm not the Han family's young miss, I'm not someone a small commander like you can call by my name, Han Miaoshuang said. I've never let a beast call my name. You're still so sharp-tongued. Luo Ming looked at Han Miaoshuang and saw that she was protecting Sima Yue. He said, we suspect that the people from your sect are in cahoots with the person who stole the Bodhi mushroom. Come back with us. What collusion? Han Miaoshuang said, Luo Ming, your ability to slander others is still so powerful. The person who stole the Bodhi Ganoderma is here? Sima Yue looked around the room and shook her head. Commander Luo, are you saying that I'm in cahoots with the person who stole the Bodhi mushroom? That's right. Luo Ming said. Now come back with me and cooperate with our investigation. Although I don't want to say that Commander Luo is slandering me, this is the truth. Sima Yue said. I don't have the person you're talking about. How could I collude with him? Moreover, we just arrived at the city today and just stayed in the inn. We just heard about the Bodhi mushroom being stolen in the main hall, so how could we possibly collude with that fellow? If I say so, then so be it, Luo Ming said impatiently. What right do you have to suspect me? Sima Yue said angrily. In any case, I am also a pill master who came out to participate in the pill competition. You can't treat me unjustly like this. Why? Based on the fact that the person disappeared around here, based on the smell of blood in your house. This is enough to prove that you are colluding with him. Luo Ming sneered. With just these? Sima Yue sneered. If you want to accuse me of colluding with that person, then please show me the evidence. You won't be able to move me with just the smell of blood. Didn't you say he was in my room? I'll have to trouble you to find him. Knowing that we're here, would he still be foolishly waiting here? Luo Ming said. I'm afraid he's already escaped. Isn't the inn surrounded by your men? Go ask around and see if anyone has left my room. If not, I think you won't be able to bear the consequences of wrongly accusing a participant of the pill competition, Sima Yue said. Luo Ming, I know you don't get along well with our sect, but even if you want to wrongly accuse us, please find a better excuse. I don't believe that the guild will side with you for such an obvious thing. Don't go for wool and come home shorn. Our sect is not a soft persimmon that anyone can bully, Han Miaoshuang said. Without direct evidence, without seeing that person in the house with his own eyes, plus the fact that they had just arrived in Cloud Sea City, it was impossible to say that they were colluding. Even if he captured them now and tortured them, it would only give them a reason to bite back at him. Although Luo Ming hated the people from the sect, he wouldn't be so stupid to throw himself in. After thinking about it, he waved to the guards who followed him and said, "We'll search somewhere else." After speaking, he led his men out. Take care, Commander Luo. The shopkeeper bowed to Luo Ming's back. After they left, he turned around and looked at the mess in the house and said helplessly, "We just moved in, how did we?" "Shopkeeper, these are compensation for you. Also, change a room for my junior brother." Han Miaoshuang took out a pile of crystal stones and stuffed it into the shopkeeper's arms. When the shopkeeper saw so many crystal stones, his wrinkled face immediately relaxed and said with a smile, Okay, I'll change a room for you." After speaking, he took the crystal stones and left. After Sima Yue changed to a new room, the other students went back to their own rooms, leaving only Han Miaoshuang, Su Xiaoxiao and Little Seven, who was the scapegoat. Han Miaoshuang closed the door and set up a spirit barrier. She came to Sima Yue and asked, "Junior brother, what happened just now? Don't say that it exploded by accident. This excuse is enough to deceive others." Sima Yue knew that she couldn't hide it from them. It was already good enough that they were willing to lie for her. I didn't plan to hide it from you, she said. The person who stole the Bodhi mushroom was in my room just now. What? Luo Ming is telling the truth. You stole the Bodhi mushroom with someone else? Han Miaoshuang's eyes widened. I just came here. How could I be in cahoots with someone else? Sima Yue said. But the person who stole the Bodhi mushroom is my friend, a very, very good friend. Then where is he now? Su Xiaoxiao asked. Sima Yue thought for a while, and brought them into the spirit pagoda. Han Miaoshuang and Su Xiaoxiao knew that she had a little realm, but they didn't know that she had such a place. Rascal Third was poisoned. I just gave him an antidote and healing pill. Just now, Little Spirit told me that the poison hasn't completely cured. Sima Yue said to the two people who were looking around curiously, You guys know a little about the Alchemist Guild. Can you see what kind of poison he was poisoned with? Little junior brother, you actually have such a precious place. It's even better than the little realm. Han Miaoshuang said. I'll tell you later. Help me take a look at my friend's situation. Sima Yue said. She went out for a while. Third Mo had already stayed inside for more than a day. Logically, his injuries should have completely healed. But Little Spirit told her that Third Mo's situation was very dangerous, so she wanted to ask them to help take a look. Little Seven went to play with Little Roar and the others. She brought Han Miaoshuang and Su Xiaoxiao to a courtyard. Third Mo was arranged to stay here. When they came to his room, they pushed the door open and saw an ashen-faced person lying unconscious on the bed. This situation is indeed more dangerous. Let's take a look first. Han Miaoshuang and Su Xiaoxiao checked Third Mo together, then saw the deep shock in each other's eyes. Chapter 974. Sima Yue's heart sank when she saw their expressions. What's wrong? What's with that expression? Is his condition serious? Su Xiaoxiao and Han Miaoshuang stood up and said, Little junior brother, it's normal that you didn't notice his condition at the beginning because this is the most deceptive poison in the Alchemist Guild. Why spirit pill? Why spirit pill? On the surface, the effect of this pill is to prevent wounds from healing, but it is actually a kind of poison that devours spiritual energy. Su Xiaoxiao explained, the general antidote seems to be detoxifying, but it's actually a poison that catalyzes the Y spirit pill. It will block people's meridians, block their blood, and devour their spiritual power. I'll take a look at him. Sima Yue went to check on Third Mo and realized that it was just as they said. Third Mo's condition was very bad. Little junior brother, you don't have to worry. Master once told us about this poison, and how to make the antidote. Han Miaoshuang said. Thank you, senior martial sister. Sima Yue looked at her expectantly. If she were to research the antidote, it wasn't that she couldn't figure it out, but it would take more time. With a ready-made antidote, it would be much easier to refine it. Han Miaoshuang nodded and took out the pill furnace and herbs to refine in the house. When she was refining pills, Sima Yue asked Su Xiaoxiao, Senior brother, why does the Alchemist Guild have such an evil poison? Not all the people in the Alchemist Guild are upright, especially those who have power and are bad people. They were very strict and would often take special measures against those who disobeyed orders. Thus, these things came into being. However, very few people outside know about these things. Su Xiaoxiao explained. Then how did you know? Master told us, Su Xiao said. Master and the others don't like these people, so their relationship with them is very bad. So much so that they are now targeting us. I see. Sima Yue touched her chin and said. Oh right, that Luo Ming seems to be an old acquaintance of senior sister. Before she followed Master, she was bullied by Luo Ming in the Han family. Su Xiaoxiao was a little angry about Luo Ming. He's not a member of the Han clan, yet he dares to bully senior sister? The Luo clan and the Han clan are both alchemy clans. The two clans have a deep relationship and often interact with each other. This Luo Ming's alchemy was not very good, and his position in the Luo clan was also not very good, but because he followed their genius young master, he often went to the Han clan. Every time he went, he would bully senior sister. Later on, the Luo clan bribed someone and made him a small commander here. Looks like this Luo Ming needs to be taught a lesson. Sima Yue said, "How dare you bully senior sister and frame me today? I will remember this." That time when they were eating barbecue at the back of the mountain, Han Miaoshuang said that she liked to eat it because she was scared of being hungry. What kind of environment would cause a person to still have a psychological image of why? Needless to say, the Han family treated Han Miaoshuang badly in the past, and even those outsiders often bullied her. Han Miaoshuang quickly refined the antidote, and fed it to Third Mo. Color quickly returned to his face, and he woke up in a short while. "Shameless Third, how do you feel?" Sima Yue sat by the bed and asked. Third Mo blinked, and recalled that he fainted not long after Sima Yue went out. He felt weak all over and asked, "I was poisoned?" "Yes. Senior sister has already detoxified you," Sima Yue said. "You are weak all over now. You will be fine after resting for a while." Third Mo nodded slightly and replied, "Let me introduce you. This is Third Mo. This is my senior sister Han Miaoshuang and senior brother Su Xiaoxiao." Sima Yue introduced them to everyone. "Third Mo? Third Master?" Han Miaoshuang looked at Third Mo in surprise, then looked at Sima Yue. "It can't be that Third Master Mo, right?" Third Mo, that was a person who was often elusive. Even they knew his name. It was obvious that he was very famous. "It's that Third Master Mo," Sima Yue said with certainty. "It's really him?" Han Miaoshuang came over and said, "So that's how Third Master Mo looks like. I will remember it well." "Little junior brother, how did you get to know Third Master Mo?" Su Xiaoxiao also knew that Third Mo was mysterious. He rarely heard that he had any friends. "We got to know each other by chance," Sima Yue said. "At that time, no discord, no concord. After that, we slowly got to know each other and became good friends. Although I really want to see him again, I am more curious about your place. Can we walk around?" Han Miaoshuang asked. Ever since they came in, they had been admiring the scenery here. "You guys go ahead," Sima Yue said. "I still have some things to tell Shameless Third. I will let Little Seven bring you guys." When Little Seven received Sima Yue's request, she was playing happily with Little Roar and the others. She threw Little Roar out and clapped her hands, saying, "Yu is looking for me. I'm going over." "I'll go with you. We haven't decided the winner yet." Little Roar stuck to her. Little Seven wasn't done playing and nodded, saying, "All right then." She and Little Roar played the role of tour guides and brought Han Miaoshuang and Su Xiaoxiao to the Spirit Pagoda. Sima Yue then looked at Third Mo and said, "What did you steal the Bodhi mushroom for?" "To save someone," Third Mo answered honestly. "I heard Big Brother Qin say that you have been looking for something recently. The last time you went to the Ninth Star Ocean, you were also looking for something. Now you're here to steal this. Is it all for the same thing?" Third Mo thought for a while and nodded. "Who do you want to save that you actually need the Bodhi mushroom?" Sima Yue said. "Although this thing is precious, it is not suitable for all situations." "I know, but only by using it can I save her," Third Mo said. "Her? A girl?" "Yes. Someone you like?" Sima Yue was interested. "Nope. It's just that she became like this because of me, so I have to save her," Third Mo said. Sima Yue didn't think so and teased. "It must be a girl who always pesters you. Then because you were injured and on the brink of death, or even worse, you came to steal this regardless of the danger." Third Mo didn't deny it because what she said was the truth. "This Cloud Sea City's security is so tight, but you still dare to come here alone. I don't know what to say about you," Sima Yue said. Suddenly she thought of something and said, "The strange things that happened around Cloud Sea City were you doing?" "What strange things?" Third Mo didn't understand what she meant. Sima Yue told him the reason why they came early. Third Mo was stunned. Wasn't this too much of a coincidence? No wonder he felt that the Alchemist Guild's security wasn't good the last time he went in. So something happened outside and he took advantage of it. Chapter 975. Right, where's the Bodhiganaderma? Show me what he looks like, Sima Yue said. I don't have any Bodhi mushrooms right now. Third Mo said. No. Didn't you steal it? I didn't bring it out. I left it in the herb garden. Still in the courtyard of the Alchemist Guild. Third Mo nodded and said. You also know that the smell of the Bodhi mushroom can't be concealed. I came here on the spur of the moment, and didn't make full preparations. Wouldn't bringing that thing out give people a chance to track me down? If we leave the Bodhiganaderma there, her previous smell will confuse those people, and make them think that the smell is left behind in the past. They won't suspect that the Bodhiganaderma is still there. You were still found even without it, Sima Yue said. What do you plan to do now? I don't know either, Third Mo said. Let's plan properly after I've recovered. You were lucky to be able to barge in earlier. They were careless. Now that they have tightened their defenses, it won't be easy to get in again, Sima Yue said. Those defenses are secondary. I heard in the past 2 days that they have set up a barrier outside the garden. Once there was a barrier, if outsiders wanted to invade, they would definitely be discovered. It was almost impossible to steal the item without anyone noticing. When Third Mo thought of this, his heart felt exceptionally heavy. The next time he wanted to go in and steal something, he would have to spend a lot of effort. Sima Yue's eyes lit up when she heard that there was a barrier. She asked, Are there many treasures in the herb garden? There are indeed a lot of medicinal herbs, but you know me. I'm not familiar with this area. Third Mo saw her like this and knew that she was tempted. In the past, no one dared to steal things from the Alchemist Guild, so their defense in this area was not very strong. There must be a lot of treasures in the herb garden. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so nervous as to set up a barrier. Sima Yue guessed excitedly. Even if you know that there are treasures inside, it's useless. We've already set up a barrier. If you want to go in, it's practically impossible. Third Mo reminded. Don't do anything stupid. Didn't you not take out your things? I'll think of a way myself, don't get involved. Third Mo said. Going against the Alchemist Guild is something I can't do anything about. They are too powerful. If they find you, you won't be able to walk on the continent anymore. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid. Seeing how worried she was, Sima Yue said. But the people from the Alchemist Guild have already offended me. If they can't give me a good explanation, then I can only use my own methods to seek justice. That Luo Ming is indeed very bad, and the people of the Alchemist Guild are indeed very arrogant, but there are still a few good people. I understand. Stay here and recuperate for the next few days. Don't go out. I'll think of a way to get the Bodhi mushroom back for you. As for the rest, I'll talk about it later. I will think of a way to get the Bodhi mushroom. Do you have a way to open the barrier? Sima Yue asked. I'll think of a way. I can pass through the barrier without alerting anyone. Sima Yue said. So leave this to me. You can pass through the barrier? Third Mo looked at her in shock. Sima Yue nodded saying, As long as it's a barrier, it's fine. So wait here, I'll bring it back for you. Tell me where you hid the Bodhi mushroom. Third Mo didn't object to her words. He had fought with the people from the Alchemist Guild before. Even if he didn't see his face clearly, he saw his figure. If he went out now, he would be easily recognized. But if he let Sima Yue do this, he was a little worried that he would implicate her. But Sima Yue didn't think so. Although Third Mo did things as he pleased, but in order to find those herbs, he had taken risks more than once. This showed that this was very important to him. As his friend, if she could help, she naturally wouldn't refuse. Recuperate here first. Although the poison of the Een spirit pill has been removed, but it still caused damage to your body. We'll talk about the Bodhi mushroom after I understand the situation here. Okay. Sima Yue talked to Third Mo and asked him a few other things. After she understood his situation, she let him rest well, and went to find Little Seven and the others. Han Miaoshuang and Su Xiaoxiao were walking around the spirit pagoda when they saw the things here. When Sima Yue came to find them, the two of them were still immersed in shock. Little junior brother, your place is simply too good. It's simply a sacred place for cultivation. And so many treasures. You're simply a rich woman. Han Miaoshuang hugged Sima Yuyu's shoulder. Rich woman? Su Xiaoxiao frowned and looked at Han Miaoshuang in confusion. Han Miaoshuang then realized that she had let it slip. She looked at Sima Yue. Seeing that she wasn't unhappy, she said, Little junior brother is actually little junior sister. Little junior sister? Su Xiaoxiao looked at Sima Yue in shock. He couldn't believe it. Little junior brother is a girl? It's the real deal. Sima Yue smiled. Really? Su Xiaoxiao looked at Sima Yue and then at Han Miaoshuang. He was obviously shocked by this. Sima Yue took off the illusion ring. The male aura disappeared and she returned to her female appearance. Little junior sister. Su Xiaoxiao looked at her and could only believe it. It was also the first time Han Miaoshuang saw Sima Yue like this. She didn't expect her aura to change completely. It's completely different from usual. This is too magical. It's all because of this. Sima Yue waved the illusion ring in her hand. Little spirit appeared without warning. He looked at them and said, Mao Sanquan is back. Then let's go out first. Okay. She put on the illusion ring and brought them out of the spirit pagoda. Mao Sanquan and the others came back. When they heard that something happened to Yue, they came to see her. Sima Yue heard knocking on the door when she came out. She removed the spirit barrier before opening the door. Instructor Mao, Teacher Wei. You said you're injured? Mao Sanquan asked. It's just a small injury. Sima Yue invited them into the house. Seeing that they didn't look good, she asked, What happened? Mao Sanquan didn't expect Sima Yue to be so sharp. He was stunned and said angrily, The Alchemist Guild and the Pill Subdivision are too much. Sima Yue and Han Miaoshuang looked at each other. They had never seen him so angry. What did the Alchemist Guild do? Chapter 976. Read 336. Did you guys go to the Alchemist Guild just now? Han Miaoshuang asked. Pill Subdivision. But those people from the guild were there too. Wei Jing said. What did they do to make you so angry? Sima Yue asked. Those bastards told us to go out of the city tomorrow. Mao Sanquan said. They didn't find out the reason, so they asked us to go. How despicable. Is it dangerous outside? None of the people who went out these 2 times came back. Don't you think it's dangerous? Mao Sanquan snorted. But didn't they say that none of the people who went out this time came back? Su Xiaoxiao recalled what he heard when he first came and said in surprise. That's just to calm the hearts of the people in the city. Mao Sanquan said. If they know that the situation has become so serious, I don't know what kind of chaos will occur. That's fake news. Han Miaoshuang and the others realized the seriousness of the situation. If it had reached this stage, it meant that the situation was very bad. And under this situation, they still asked the academy who didn't know anything to go out and investigate. Wasn't this asking them to die? Instructor Mao, did you guys dig up other people's ancestral graves? Little Seven asked. What ancestral graves? If you didn't dig up other people's ancestral graves, why are they targeting the academy? Those people have evil intentions and are arrogant beyond measure. It's just because we didn't bow down to them that they are targeting us. Mao Sanquan said in disdain. This pill subdivision isn't anything good. Why are you guys still staying here? Sima Yue didn't understand. Not everyone in the pill subdivision is like that. The subdivision master is still okay. It's just that he and the president of the pill subdivision master aren't here during this period of time, so those rascals got what they wanted. Wei Jing explained. The president and the subdivision master aren't here at this time? Not only are they not here, but they're probably dead. Mao Sanquan said with a hint of worry in his eyes. Why? Mao Sanquan sighed and said. They went out to investigate the situation and haven't come back. We can't contact them. So those who know the situation is thinking that they've been killed. Some people with ulterior motives are already getting restless. That's why people like you who are on the side of the president and the leader have become a thorn in their side. They want to get rid of you as soon as possible. Sima Yue said. Mao Senquan glanced at her and nodded. No wonder they asked us to investigate. Sima Yue said. This is the best way to get rid of you. What the F***ck, those old farts still want to kill us. Han Miaoshuang cursed, causing Mao Sanquan and Wei Zheng to look askance. His eyes were blatantly saying, girls be more elegant. Are we going out tomorrow? Su Xiaoxiao asked. Go. If we don't go, we will be removed from the Alchemist Guild and the Dan Alliance. Mao Sanquan said. This way, it will be even more in line with the wishes of those people. But I can go with a few teachers. You guys wait here for us to come back. We want to go too. Han Miaoshuang said. Although we're not very strong, we learned a lot of uncommon things from our masters. Since they can't find out the reason, it might be because it's too remote and ordinary people don't know about it. It might be useful for us to go. Mao Sanquan thought about how Su Jin sometimes did strange things and nodded. That's good too. Then you guys get ready. We'll go out tomorrow morning. Don't tell the other students, in case they get distracted. Okay. Alright, you guys have a good rest. We'll go back first. Mao Sanquan stood up. The three of you have ways to protect your lives. Be careful tomorrow. If it's too chaotic, we might not be able to protect you. We know. Mao Sanquan and the others left. Han Miaoshuang and Su Xiaoxiao went back too. Sima Yue thought for a while, called out some scarlet bees and released them. Don't let me see those old guys, or else, humph. Little Seven wanted to say don't let her see them, or else she would beat them up. But when she saw Sima Yue looking at her, she swallowed the rest of her words. She didn't have a good impression of the Alchemist Guild. A Luo Ming and some vice president made them take risks. The entire guild was not good people. The bees are all out. If there's really something between the Alchemist Guild and the Pill subdivision, we'll be able to understand the situation in time. Sima Yue said. After thinking for a while, she released some scarlet bees and asked them to go out of the city to check out the situation. Those people weren't willing to tell them the information, and asked them to go out to check. They could only go and check out the situation first. On the morning of the second day, Mao Sanquan brought them to the city gate. They thought that only a few of them would go out. They didn't expect that when they reached the city gate, there were already many people waiting there. They should be the people who went with them this time. A man with a mustache saw Mao Sanquan and the others and pulled a long face. Why are you guys so late? Can't you see that everyone is here? What's the meaning of this? You don't want to go, or are you trying to drag everyone down? Mao Sanquan glanced at him faintly and said, We came according to the time set yesterday. There's still 10 minutes to the agreed time. What are you blindly talking about? Uft. Sima Yue and Han Miaoshuang couldn't help but laugh when they saw Mao Sanquan like this. What are you laughing at? Let's see if you can still come back smiling. The mustache man saw Sima Yue and the others laughing and scolded angrily. Don't worry, I'll definitely come back smiling. Han Miaoshuang said with a smile. I just don't know if you can see it. Such a sharp tongue at such a young age. The mustache man said. He made a mental note to Heavenly Sect. He secretly thought that when they went there, he would definitely send them to the most dangerous place. Since everyone's here, let's go. They got on the flying beasts that were waiting at the side. These flying beasts were the lowest grade in the guild. They were slow and weak. It seemed like the others here were like them. They had no choice but to go. The flying beasts flew them for close to a day before they arrived at a mountain peak. After crossing these mountains, we'll reach that area. The mustache man said. You guys just came here a few days ago. You're not familiar with this place. I'll give you a simple description. Forget it. What you said is nonsense. It's as good as not saying anything. Mao Sanquan said. Why don't we explore it ourselves? You said it yourself. Then you guys go by yourselves. I won't accompany you. I hope you guys can come back alive. The mustache man finished speaking and brought the guild's flying beasts back. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.